Just started university, and my beautiful tutor turns out to be the mother of my child. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 151 Baby Early Education Class. Wang Lu is pregnant now, and it has been more than 6 months. She is much rounder than before. Xiaoan has also grown a lot taller and is more naughty than before. No one at home can control him, but after getting to know him today, I found that he is actually afraid of Lin Feng. Maybe it was because Xiaoan pushed a little girl at the playground today. Lin Feng asked him to apologize, and his face scared Xiaoan to tears. Lin Feng? Don't go back today, let's have a meal together. Lin Jiajin smiled and said, I haven't seen you for several months. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi are using wet wipes to wash the baby's faces and hands. After coming out of the playground, you must wipe the baby's hands to prevent bacteria from entering their mouths. He asked casually, what to eat? It's okay, it depends on what you want to eat. Lin Feng thought for a while, let's eat at home, the babies have to sleep soon. Let's eat outside, the babies have no place to sleep. The babies have played for so long today, they will definitely fall asleep if they are tired. He wanted the babies to have a good sleep. Okay, then we'll go to your house. Lin Jiajin turned to Zhou Qilin and said, and, don't cook. I'll ask them to bring food over. Zhou Qilin smiled and said, then I'll make some porridge. If you drink, you can drink some to warm your stomach. Then thank you, and. The child was getting more and more polite. Sure enough, as soon as they got home, the babies began to feel sleepy. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi went upstairs. Mom, Yuxi and I are going to put the children to bed. Zhou Qilin smiled and said, go ahead, I'll treat Hanwen well. Hanwen said, and, I don't need to be treated. I'm very friendly and will treat this place like home. Zhou Qilin was stunned for a moment, and then she couldn't help laughing. Then please do as you please. I'll go cook some bacon, fish, and spare ribs for the new year. Hanwen's eyes lit up. Auntie, you're so nice. She followed Zhou Qilin. I also made it at home, but my mother's cooking skills are not good, and she won't let us tell you. Hey, why is it this color? This is smoked by Auntie. This is a specialty here, and I'll cook all the unsmoked ones for you. Hanwen said sweetly, thank you, Auntie. Zhou Qilin didn't have a daughter, so she was particularly fond of sweet and well-behaved little girls. Even the little grandson liked Erbao and Sanbao more. In the kitchen, Hanwen helped and chatted with Zhou Qilin. During the conversation, she learned about the twists and turns that the Lin family had experienced, which was comparable to a novel. Upstairs, Lin Feng urinated the babies and then changed their diapers. He put them in the crib and fell asleep. After the babies fell asleep, Lin Feng had time to ask about Zhang Yuxi and Tang Zilfen. Zhang Yuxi told Lin Feng what happened today. I really didn't expect it. Teacher Tang's husband would actually do such a thing. Lin Feng had expected it. Teacher Tang and his wife, I have seen them several times at school, and I can tell at a glance that they are not in harmony, and it is only a matter of time before their marriage has problems. Zhang Yuxi shook her head after hearing this, and couldn't help sighing. Lin Feng put a quilt and pillow on the crib to prevent the baby from secretly turning over the crib and falling when the adults are not around. The furniture in the house was not covered, and Lin Feng slapped his forehead and forgot about it. Wife, you watch the babies, I'll go to the nearby supermarket to buy some things. What to buy? To cover the corners of the furniture. Okay. Lin Feng went downstairs and saw Hanwen happily cutting sausages, spicy and sweet. On the plate next to them, there were also cut pig ears, pigtails, and pig trotters. There were also chicken gizzards, chicken feet, and chicken wings. The portion was large, enough for 2 people. Seeing Lin Feng coming down, Hanwen was a little embarrassed. Do you want to eat? Lin Feng smiled. I don't want to eat, Mom. I'm going to the supermarket to buy something. Buy wine. We have white wine, beer and red wine at home, no need to buy. After Lin Feng explained, Zhou Qilin suddenly realized, okay, if the supermarket doesn't have it, there's a baby store nearby, you can go and have a look. I see. Lin Feng scanned a shared bicycle and came to the supermarket. The supermarket didn't have it, and he went to the baby store, but it didn't have it either. He had no choice but to place an order on his mobile phone and chose a supermarket in the same city. The seller promised to deliver the goods to his home between 6:30 and 7 p.m. On the way back home in the evening, Lin Feng saw someone handing out flyers and giving away small toys. The staff shouted, 19.9 yuan to experience the baby early education class, 1 month to 3 years old are all available. Only 19.9 yuan, you can experience it once. Auntie, do you want to bring your grandson to experience it? It's very cheap, only 19.9 yuan, less than 20 yuan. Little friend, do you want to come and play here with Auntie? There are many children inside. Lin Feng parked the car aside. The staff hurriedly greeted, Parent, do you want to come and learn more? Lin Feng took the flyer. It was clearly written on the flyer that early education for babies aged 1 month to 3 years old is accepted. The content is rich. You can take the babies to play games, sing and dance together, and recognize objects together. The classroom environment is at the back, which looks pretty good. The lady who distributed the flyers came over and asked, Excuse me, how old is your baby at home? Lin Feng came back to his senses. Oh, my baby is almost 9 months old. Then he will learn to walk and talk soon, right? When talking about the baby, a smile can't help but come out. Yet, now he is starting to walk slowly again. He can call mom and dad, say some simple words, and express his meaning. Especially the eldest baby, he can walk for a distance by himself with the help of something. The second baby is a little weaker, but he can also walk. The third and fourth babies are more or less trying. This is an instinct, and they are full of exploration when it comes to walking. Lin Feng asked a pediatric doctor. It is normal for babies to try to walk at 9 months old. Some babies walk early, and can already walk in October. He plans to buy walkers for the babies after May Day. Really? Then the baby can come to our early education class. For babies from 1 to 6 months old, we focus on sensory education. For babies in this period, we stimulate the child's brain nerve development, improve the child's crawling ability, and lay a good foundation for the development of the child's IQ and EQ. In the stage of 6 to 12 months, we mainly cultivate hearing and language skills. Let the baby learn how to communicate with others, and strengthen hand-eye coordination by playing games. Promote the formation of children's perception in all aspects, and learn to express their emotions. From 12 to 24 months, babies of this age already have a certain ability to move. Therefore, in the early education courses at this stage, we will use game training to enhance the child's physical ability and teach him more cognition. Another staff member came over. Now parents are doting on their babies and have higher expectations for them. Our early childhood education class is actually more like a nursery. We play with babies, help them understand them better, and explore their interests. Of course, we don't advocate early education now. Most of us are playing, not in the form of classes, parents can rest assured. In fact, everyone knows it well. For babies under 6 months old, parents rarely arrange early childhood education classes. Unless the family has a mind and has high hopes for the child from birth, they will come to the early childhood education class. After 6 months, they bring their babies to play with their peers. Most of them are handed over to them as nurseries after weaning. Lin Feng believes that the babies should like to play with their peers. Can our parents accompany them? The staff said with a smile. We can accompany them here, because many of them are parent-child games, and parents have to participate. If parents don't have time, it doesn't matter, you can leave the babies to us with confidence. Our classroom has 360-degree all-round monitoring, and parents can see the babies at any time. Lin Feng thought about it and took the babies to trial class. Just go and play with other kids. Lin Feng asked, do you want to scan the code here? Yes, I'll give you an invoice. Can you tell me your name and phone number? Lin Feng scanned the payment code and gave 80 directly. Sir, you scanned the wrong one. Our class is 19.9. Lin Feng smiled, I know, but my situation is special. I have quadruplets. The staff were all stunned. This father is not only handsome, but also very young. And he is also very fertile. Exclamation mark. Envy and jealousy. We have 2 trial classes tomorrow. I wonder if you will choose the morning or afternoon. Afternoon. Then come from 4:30 to 5:30 in the afternoon. Okay. Looking forward to your arrival with the 4 babies. Lin Feng smiled and rode away. The female staff member lamented, are you getting married at a young age now? She was still thinking whether she had signed up for her nephew at home, but she didn't expect that he had already become a father. And the father of 4 babies. How envious. Chapter 152, Dad, Eat Meat. Lin Feng took the flyer back, and the babies had already woken up. They were playing on the sofa in the living room. Joe Killen came over. What are you holding in your hand? Let me see it. After reading the flyer, Joe Killen asked, are you going to take your children to the early childhood education class? Well, 19.9 yuan per trial class, I'll take the babies to have a look. After the last crawling competition, Lin Feng found that his baby really liked to play with children of the same age. Now he lives in Kahu Villa, and there are no babies of the same age. So, the early childhood education class gave Lin Feng an idea. He can take the babies to play and interact with children of the same age. I'm taking the baby to have a look. I heard that there are many children of the same age. Joe Killen nodded. It's okay to go and play. Lin Feng made pork rib noodles for the babies tonight, and also steamed 2 egg custards. The egg custard was divided equally among the 4 babies. Come on, it's time to eat. Lin Feng put the babies in the stroller, and sat on a small stool with Zhang Yuxi to feed them. The babies are 9 months old and have grown a lot of teeth. They can eat some solid food to strengthen their chewing ability. As they grow up, the complementary food will be diversified. In addition to the 3 meals a day like adults, the babies will be given complementary food in the morning, afternoon and evening. They should eat small meals frequently and not be too full. Dabao and Sabao are good at eating. Erbao still can't change his old habit. He must play while eating. Sanbao is still slow. At the end of the meal, the food is almost cold and he has to heat it up again. Lin Deshan, Lin Dan, Lin Jiajin, Wang Lu, and Lin Dahu and his wife also came. Since Lin Feng and Lin Jiajin started a business together, Lin Xiaolin and Lin Rui have never contacted him again. However, Lin Dahu, as an elder, occasionally calls to show concern. At the dinner table, Lin Feng ate a few bites, took some for himself and went to the living room. Lin Feng, don't leave. I'm waiting for you to drink. Lin Dahu said with a smile. Uncle, I don't drink. The kids don't like the smell of alcohol. The last time I killed a chicken, it smelled. Except for Dabao, they all looked disgusted. Sanbao almost vomited after smelling it. Since then, he has to take a bath after catching the chicken. If he drinks, the kids will probably be even more disgusted with the smell. Drink less. No. Lin Dun smiled and said, if you don't want to drink, then don't drink. I drank that day, and Zia Aum kept saying that I smelled bad. Now he even dislikes me. Lin Dahu sighed. Children nowadays are getting more and more spoiled. Third aunt interrupted. Now that living conditions are better, everyone has a child, who doesn't want to give the child the best? Wang Lu ate for a while, then said she was sleepy and went to the sofa in the living room to take a nap. When Joe Killen talked about early education, it immediately resonated with everyone present. It's okay to take the child out to play and cultivate his interests and hobbies. What can he learn if he really goes to class? There is a child in our community who is only 3 months old. She spent more than 10,000 yuan to learn early childhood education. Don't you think it's too much money? The third aunt refuted the second aunt. You can't say that. Early childhood education also has its advantages. The key is what you think as a parent. Parents have different expectations and different ways of educating their children. The second aunt snorted. These are all those educational institutions fleecing them. The third aunt smiled and said, our Xiaowen is 2 years old, and I plan to send him to kindergarten in September. Joe Killen asked, according to the date, Wang Lu is going to give birth in September, right? Well, the due date is mid-September, and the family is quiet at the same time. Joe Killen asked, do you want to find a confinement nanny for the confinement period, or do you want to take care of her yourself? The third aunt sighed. I would rather spend money to let her find a confinement nanny than to serve her during the confinement period. When the time comes, let Wang Lu's parents come over, and I will take care of Xiaowen. When Xiaowen was born, she had to take care of Wang Lu during her confinement, which caused a lot of upset. After 2 years, she didn't want to cause trouble for each other again. Joe Killen nodded and looked at Zhang Yuxi with some guilt. She didn't do much for her daughter-in-law during her confinement. So every time Zhang Yuxi came, Joe Killen always hoped that she would eat well and dress warmly. When Zhang Yuxi was not around, she told Lin Feng countless times. He should love her and take good care of Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi said while eating. In September, the babies will be 1 year old, and Lin Feng said he wants to have a big party. Zhou Qilin said happily, okay, then we will go to the hotel to hold a banquet and invite your parents to come. Zhang Yuxi nodded. Han Wen came over at this time and whispered in Zhang Yuxi's ear. Teacher Zhang, can you pick up a piece of elbow meat for me? Pick it up yourself. There are guests here. I'm embarrassed. Oh, if it's not for food, can you give up your face? Zhang Yuxi gave her a large piece of pork elbow, and was polite. Oh, Teacher Zhang, you took too much? Zhang Yuxi. Lin Feng was eating, and Sibao came over after smelling the food, and began to climb over the fence skillfully. Lin Feng smiled bitterly. Son, I didn't steal the delicious food. Sibao didn't believe it, and turned over directly, looking at Lin Feng eagerly. Lin Feng gave him some pork elbow. Come, try it. The complimentary food that babies eat now has no salt added, and it is bland and tasteless. But babies don't know. After eating the pork elbow, Sibao seemed to have discovered a new world, stamping his feet and wanting to eat more. Lin Feng. Wife, have you finished eating? Zhang Yuxi came over. I'm done. What's wrong? You watch Sibao? I'm going to eat. Go ahead. Sibao saw that Baba was leaving, and he left with delicious food? Exclamation mark. How could this be possible? Chase? Sibao got anxious, let go of his hand holding the coffee table, clenched his fists and ran. Zhang Yuxi was so scared that she hurriedly supported him from behind and shouted. Husband, look! Not only Lin Feng, but everyone looked over. Sibao was wearing handmade cloth shoes sold by an old man. This was what Zhou Qilin told Lin Feng. It was said that this kind of shoes is soft, so if you can buy it, try to buy it. If you can't buy it, buy modern cushion shoes. About 2 meters away, Sibao ran over alone and hugged Lin Feng's legs. Staring at the bowl in his hand, Baba. Just when Sibao was about to sit on the ground, Lin Feng immediately used the tumbler skill. Sibao hugged his legs tightly. Baba, I want to eat meat. This cute look of a foodie made everyone laugh. Zhang Yuxi picked up her son from behind and laughed non-stop. You little foodie, you just think about eating every day. Sibao's eyes never left a bowl in Lin Feng's hand. Meat, I eat meat. After looking for a long time without eating meat, Sibao was a little anxious and wanted to grab the bowl. Let's do it ourselves and have enough food and clothing. Lin Feng hurriedly coaxed him. Wait for Dad to rinse the meat in boiling water, I'll be right there. Sibao didn't understand it all. Seeing that Lin Feng was about to leave, he immediately became anxious. Baba, meat. It made people want to laugh again. Zhang Yuxi had no choice but to hold Sibao and follow him. Just after taking a step, she heard Wang Lu, who was taking a nap in the living room, shouting. Oh, Erbao and Dabao have escaped from prison. Everyone went over to see, and Erbao and Dabao hadn't known when they turned out. Zhang Yuxi and Zhou Qilin hurried over. Sibao was crying in Zhang Yuxi's hand, wanting to eat meat. There were a lot of things in the activity area, including a coffee table, a stool, a TV cabinet, a vase. Erbao and Dabao were walking tremblingly, and it felt like walking in the clouds. Fortunately, the carpet at home had not been removed in time, and Erbao sat on the ground with his butt, which didn't hurt much. Dabao has been strong since he was a child, and he walked with his fists clenched. It was scary to see him swaying. Zhou Qilin supported him from behind, her eyes narrowed into slits as she smiled. Zhang Yuxi held the anxiously crying Sibao and stood in front of Dabao. Dabao really hugged Zhang Yuxi's legs and said, Mama. Every growth of babies is invaluable to parents. Chapter 153 Divorce. Seeing Dabao, Erbao and Sibao, all threw themselves into the arms of their parents. Sanbao also tried to escape, but Wang Lu took her back directly. Mom and Dad will be here soon. Sanbao looked at Wang Lu with an innocent expression on her face. Here, Lin Feng took out the elbow meat and filtered out the seasonings with boiling water. After several times, he tore small strips according to the grain of the meat. Here it comes, Dad is here. He fed Sibao first and held him over. Zhang Yuxi and Zhou Qilin settled Erbao and Dabao in the activity area. Lin Feng began to feed them. This is stewed elbow, stewed over a low fire for several hours. No matter how much Lin Feng filtered it, it still tasted good. The 4 babies ate it and it was like they had discovered a new world. They scrambled to eat it. But they couldn't eat too much, so as not to cause indigestion. It's finished, there's no more. Sibeo didn't believe it, and Erbeo and Dabeo didn't believe it either. Even Sanbeo came over. Lin Feng showed them the bowl and waved his hand. No, the meat is gone. Sibeo leaned closer to the bowl to look, and even grabbed it with his hands, but there was nothing. See, Daddy said there was no more. Lin Jiajin smiled and said, Sibeo is a foodie. Sibeo ate the most, and was also sleepy, so he looked chubby. Dabeo is not much different. After coaxing for a long time, the babies roughly understood that there was no more. After such a commotion, everyone sat back and continued to eat. Lin Feng sat back to eat, and Zhang Yuxi's voice came from the living room. Honey, is Sibeo peeking at you? He's coming. What's wrong? Can he still smell the meat? Lin Feng quickly finished his meal and rinsed his mouth, then went over. Sibeo was already halfway there. Zhang Yuxi bent over and held Sibeo. He ran too fast. I couldn't keep up with him, it was like he was flying. Lin Feng picked up Sibeo from Zhang Yuxi's arms. You have to learn to run before you learn to walk. Sibeo smelled the smell and grabbed Lin Feng's mouth with his hand. Lin Feng felt pain. Being grabbed hurts, Daddy. Come on, let me show you. Ah, nothing, right. Fortunately, he had foresight and rinsed his mouth. Finally, Sibeo gave up and stopped insisting. Lin Feng shook his head and laughed. This little guy is getting harder and harder to deal with. The third aunt and the second aunt were washing dishes. Everyone else, except Wang Lu, was moving things to make room for the living room. It just so happened that the things Lin Feng bought from the online supermarket arrived. Because there were no workers, he could only seal the edges himself. Lin Jiajin and Lin Feng sorted it out together, and the two of them got busy together. In the kitchen, the third aunt asked the second aunt. Did you, Lin Rui and Xiaolin, come today? The second aunt looked back and saw the three brothers of the Lin family drinking. Only then did she sigh helplessly and whispered. Lin Rui and Du Yan are getting a divorce and have been in a cold war for a long time. The third aunt was surprised. Could it be that Lin Rui is still in contact with that woman outside? The second aunt sighed. We have told him many times to leave that woman and live a good life with Du Yan. He refused, saying that the woman introduced him to many ways to make money. You know his temper, our words go in one ear and out the other. I heard that when Du Yan got off work that day, the teacher called and said that his son was not feeling well, and asked the parents to take him to the hospital for a checkup. He was fine in the middle of the trip, so he took him home, and the result? The third aunt widened her eyes. He wouldn't be so stupid as to take him home, right? The second aunt nodded. The third aunt was speechless. Diane is a good girl, I like her very much, Alice. The second aunt was in great pain again. Xiaolan is also going to move back from Feng Yong's house these days. The third aunt didn't want to complain about a brother and sister anymore. Now Dahu has become indifferent. We can't control them, and we don't want to control them. Let them do whatever they want. Anyway, we have no money to give them. Let them do whatever they want. Look at you all enjoying your life, while we are still worrying about our children's affairs. We are tired and will not care about them in the future. This time, she was also heartbroken. Lin Rui made a little money and thought he was right. But compared with Lin Feng and the others, he was nothing and had no self-awareness. I have seen that I can't rely on them, brother and sister, so let it be. The third aunt sighed, although she wanted to curse. But after thinking about it, she decided to forget it and comforted the second aunt. Don't worry about it. Just take care of yourself. Third brother also has some savings. You just need to live a good life in the future. Second aunt said with relief. His temper has improved a lot now. Third aunt was also very relieved. After Jiajin and Lin Feng became partners, he has become much more stable. Second aunt said enviously, he is self-aware. When it comes to money, who can compare with Lin Feng now? That's right. While chatting, the dishes were washed. Joe Killen said with a smile, I'm sorry to ask you to wash the dishes when my two sisters-in-law are here today. Don't be polite, it's just washing the dishes. Second aunt asked, where's Xiaoji? Joe Killen felt a little distressed. The child is taking extra lessons from his teacher. Did his score improve? It improved by more than 20 points. That's good. Second aunt smiled and said, your family is different now. Lin Feng is rich. Even if Xiaoji doesn't get into a good university, he can still study abroad. Although there are many more choices for good universities than ordinary universities now, Ordinary universities can also make a name for themselves. They usually have the best relationship between brothers, and Lin Feng will definitely help them. Zhou Qilin smiled. Zhang Yuxi said he doesn't want to rely on his brother, but wants to rely on his own efforts. Third aunt admired it very much. This child is ambitious. After more than 2 hours of busy work, the corners of the living room and dining room were finally wrapped. The coffee table in the living room was moved to the corner against the wall, and the fragile vase ornaments and potted plants were moved away. Now the living room is full of activity areas for the babies except for the sofa. Everyone sat until about 8 o'clock, and then went back one after another. Your second uncle has been drinking, you drive him home. Okay. Lin Jiajin sent Lin Dan back. In the car, the third aunt talked about the things in the second family. Wang Lu sneered, Brother Rui really doesn't know his own weight now, thinking that he is great just because he has earned millions. When Sister Yan was with him, she was innocent. Now he has turned his face and disowned her. His character is not much better. Let's see what happens in a few years. The third aunt sighed. Ziolan is really something. Although Feng Yong can't make money, he treats her well and is responsible for the family. Not bad. Lin Jiajin laughed. She just looks down on Feng Yong for this. Then just marry a rich man, but she doesn't look that good. It would be strange if a rich man likes her. The third aunt noticed the invisible gunpowder smell between her son and daughter-in-law. Her face suddenly darkened. I don't care about other people's affairs, just live your own family well. Jiajin, I'm telling you, you and Wang Lu have a second child, so don't make trouble for me. Look at Lin Feng, he's more handsome than you, earns more than you, and treats his wife and children very well. Learn more from him. Did you hear me? Lin Jiajin nodded. Mom, I know. It's good to know. Don't think you can make money by opening a hot pot restaurant, but your money can't compare with Lin Feng's. Lin Jiajin was speechless. Mom, I didn't provoke you. The third aunt was too lazy to pay attention to him, and turned to Wang Lu. Wang Lu, I know it's hard for you to be pregnant. Jiajin opened a hot pot restaurant and has less time to spend with you. You should understand him more. He is busy in the store all day. As long as he doesn't go out to mess around, you can rest assured. He does this for you and the child. You see, he spends time with you and Xiaoan whenever he is free. He has no contact with those bad friends outside, and he is devoted to his career. Wang Lu nodded. I understand. Third aunt sighed. Child, don't keep your thoughts to yourself. Jiajin is a fool. If you don't tell him, he won't understand. Yet, Lin Jiajin drove without saying a word. Chapter 154 Special Milk Tea. On the other side, Lin Feng drove and sent Lin Dahu and his wife home. Lin Dahu has 2 houses, one is an old house. The other is a 2-bedroom, 1 living room house that someone gave him as compensation for a debt. The house was almost renovated when the babies had their half-year-old party. They just moved in after half a year. Second aunt is a rough person, and the house is not tidy, but it is acceptable. Lin Dahu sat on the sofa. Lin Feng, come and chat with your second uncle, how about it? Lin Feng sat down. What does second uncle want to talk about? Lin Dahu smiled. Just chat casually, don't worry, second uncle won't ask you for help. I know it's not easy for young people to make money nowadays, and you have your own life. I can't say anything. Second aunt has made the bed. Stop talking, I have to take care of the kids when I go back. Lin Dahu glared at her. Shut up, I'll just talk for half an hour. He asked Lin Feng. Half an hour, right? Yes. Lin Dahu smiled with satisfaction. You kid, you are 10 times or 100 times better than your brother Rui. I'll just pretend I never had him. Lin Feng listened quietly as the second uncle told the story of Lin Rui and Lin Xiaolan. At the end, he slammed the table and pointed at the dining table angrily. That day, he sat there and told me that he wanted to sever the father-son relationship with me. Do you think this is something a human would do? It's his fault, but he still doesn't repent. Is he a piece of shit? Lin Dahu complained bitterly, and Lin Feng listened quietly. He also thought that Lin Dahu was just complaining to him and looking for someone to talk to. Half an hour later, Lin Dahu was lying on the sofa, drunk and confused, still muttering. Why did I give birth to such a thing? You want to break off relations with me? Do I care about your son? Lin Feng moved the person back to the bedroom. Second aunt, I'm leaving. I'm sorry to make you laugh. Lin Feng smiled. No. Every family has its own rules, and he won't tell them what to do. Although second uncle said harshly, he still cares about his children. It's a pity. Lin Feng drove back home and met Lin Ji, who looked haggard, in the community. Lin Ji saw him and his eyes lit up. Brother, where have you been? Second uncle drank. I drove him home. It's already 10:30, and I still have to study when I go back. The time for the college entrance examination is getting closer and closer. Back home, Lin Feng said while taking off his shoes. Don't lock the door later, I'll come to your room to find you for something. Okay, brother. Go, Mom has left you food in the kitchen. Joe Killen heard the noise and came down. Seeing her son's haggard face, Joe Killen felt distressed. The kitchen has left some food for you. I'll go heat it up. Lin Ji put down his heavy school bag, sat at the dining table, and watched Joe Killen's busy figure. He fell asleep without realizing it. Joe Killen saw that her son was sleeping so soundly and couldn't bear to wake him up. Zioji, Zioji. Lin Ji slowly opened his eyes, rubbed his eyes, smelled the fragrance of the food, and felt hungry. Eat quickly, and go to bed early tonight. Lin Ji shook his head. I haven't reviewed the key points that the teacher talked about today. Joe Killen frowned and said helplessly, then you should move faster. Lin Ji nodded. He has already accelerated his pace, but he still goes to bed at 2 or 3 in the morning. Did his brother go through the same thing in the past? After Lin Ji finished his meal, Joe Killen washed the dishes and prepared fruits and midnight snacks for his son. Mom, don't worry about me, go to bed quickly. There are guests at home today, and entertaining guests is also a busy job. Joe Killen smiled. Don't worry about Mom, go back to your room. Lin Ji returned to the room and felt the urge to lie down on the bed when he saw it. He was so sleepy. He patted his face and sat down to organize his textbooks and homework. He reviewed the key points that the teacher talked about today again to consolidate and deepen them. Joe Killen tiptoed into the room, carrying a fruit plate and snacks. Zioji, Mom put the things here for you, you should also go to bed early. Okay, Mom, you should go to bed soon. Joe Killen went out quietly and sighed. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi gave the babies pee and poop. He told her about the second uncle's family. After listening to it, Zhang Yuxi clicked her tongue twice. Brother Rui and sister Xiaolin's personalities are closely related to their families. I heard that your second uncle was even more romantic when he was young. It's normal for his son to follow his example. As children, it's easy to find the shadow of their parents in them. But Brother Rui and sister Xiaolin are not young anymore. Even if there are external factors. After so many years, they need to settle down, change, and reflect on themselves. Lin Feng smiled. You don't have to say nice things. I don't know what kind of person Brother Rui is. They have all the shortcomings of their parents. They haven't changed for so many years. I'm afraid it will be difficult in the future. After saying that, he wiped Sibao's butt, washed his butt, and changed his diaper. Zhang Yuxi handed Sibao to Lin Feng and immediately went to get water. He said regretfully, I have a good impression of Sister Yan, but it's a pity that she met someone like Brother Rui. Sister Yan used to be a salesperson. She married Brother Rui and did a lot for him. It was not easy to make it. Speaking of Yan, Lin Feng couldn't help sighing. Zhang Yuxi gently pinched Sibao's little face. They are getting divorced, poor kids. As parents, Zhang Yuxi's biggest concern is their kids. Lin Feng picked up the 4 treasures and put them in their sleeping bags. This is something we can't control. Dabao must play for a while, so as not to disturb his younger siblings. Before going to bed, Dabao always plays alone on the bed. Lin Feng suddenly remembered that he had to go to the early childhood education class tomorrow. I'll go with you too. Dabao lay on Lin Feng's body and nibbled on Baba's face. Lin Feng stopped him. Son, this is your dad's face. It's not for eating. Dabao sat on Lin Feng's belly, jumping up and down. Lin Feng turned around. Come on, let's play horseback riding, okay? Dabao was very curious and laughed a lot. After playing for about 10 minutes, Dabao began to yawn. Lin Feng held him and coaxed him for less than a minute, and then he fell asleep. After settling Dabao, Lin Feng said he would go downstairs to see Lin Ji. Wife, go to bed first, don't wait for me. Okay. Lin Feng went downstairs, took out a dragon and phoenix rejuvenation pill, broke it in half, and planned to give it to Lin Ji. He dissolved the pill in boiling water and smelled it. It tasted a bit like milk tea. Lin Feng knocked on the door with a small bowl. "Come in." Lin Feng walked into the room and was relieved to see Lin Ji still writing furiously. He didn't slack off because he had a brother he could rely on. "Come on, drink this." "What is this?" "Drink it and I'll tell you." Lin Ji took a look and drank it without thinking much. After finishing, he smacked his lips and felt that the taste was a bit strange. "This is a new drink I plan to make for the store. Summer is coming soon, and many people like to drink milk tea. So I specially mixed some for you to try." Lin Ji said honestly, "Brother, I can't help you with this. I don't like milk tea. You can ask my sister-in-law and the others, they girls like to drink it." Lin Feng said, "How much homework do you have left?" "And these, and these." Lin Feng asked, "Do you need your brother's help?" "No, brother, I can do it alone. You should go to bed." Lin Feng didn't say anything else. "Then finish your homework and go to bed early." Chapter 155, Become a Top Student. After Lin Feng left, I don't know if it was an illusion. Lin Ji felt as if a warm current was flowing into his body, which was very comfortable. His mind became much clearer, and his vision when reading the textbook became clear all of a sudden. His fingers and shoulders no longer hurt when doing homework. Could it be that this milk tea has the effect of refreshing the mind? Lin Ji couldn't help but marvel at it. He got up and moved around, and felt full of energy. After drinking milk tea, Lin Ji's speed of doing questions became faster. Brother's milk tea is really effective. Usually I have to stay up until 2 or 3 in the morning. Today, it was unprecedented and I finished it at midnight. So happy. After Lin Ji washed up, he lay on the bed and fell asleep happily. The next day, he woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning. If it were any other day, he would definitely feel dizzy and dizzy. Coupled with a lack of sleep, the whole person was not in good condition. But today was different. Lin Ji was refreshed and in great condition. Joe Killen was already making breakfast for him. Now is the sprint stage, and there is still a month before the college entrance examination. Studying so hard every day, the only thing she can do is to take care of the child's diet. Joe Killen was busy in the kitchen. When she heard Lin Ji washing up, she smiled and said, "Son, get up and come to have breakfast." When she saw her son, he changed his sleepiness in the morning and his whole spirit was refreshed. She was stunned for a moment. "What time did you go to bed last night? You look really good today," Lin Ji said while eating breakfast. "My brother poured me a cup of... well, he made his own milk tea for me to drink. After drinking it, my whole state is completely different, especially refreshing." Joe Killen was surprised. "Really? Milk tea has such a great effect?" Lin Ji shrugged. "I don't know. Anyway, after drinking that milk tea, the whole person is like a reborn." Joe Killen saw it. After breakfast, Joe Killen sent him to school. It was almost 7 o'clock at this time, and Lin Ji was memorizing formulas in the car. For the senior high school students, every minute and every second is so precious. You don't know how many people who are better than you are working hard with you at this moment. Joe Killen is now driving Lin Dashin's old car. Now this car is hers. Joe Killen will prepare lunch and send it to school. After Lin Ji finishes eating, he will go to the supermarket to buy vegetables on the way back, and then it will be time to make dinner. Because he came back late yesterday, Joe Killen didn't cook. "Mom will bring you lunch today." "Mom, no need, you should help your brother and sister-in-law take care of your nephew. I'll just eat in the cafeteria." "No, how can the cafeteria be as nutritious as what Mom cooks? It's just a few days, and your brother and his family rarely come back." "It's okay, I'll talk to your brother, he will understand, it's a special period." Seeing her so persistent, Lin Ji had to nod. "Okay then. Well, you go in quickly." It is widely known in the school that Lin Ji is a local tyrant. All classmates know that his brother bought a villa for his family and a yacht worth millions. Dad drives an off-road vehicle worth millions. In Micheng, there is also a hot pot restaurant. Moreover, his brother and sister-in-law are both beautiful. Lin Ji has always been ranked in the top 50 in the school. He is also very handsome and has a good family background. Many girls confessed to him, but he rejected them all. As a result, his popularity has increased greatly. Several good friends of Lin Ji, the ones that Lin Feng met during the Chinese New Year, were waiting for him at the door, and several of them were going to enter the classroom together. The students in the third year of high school are easy to distinguish. They came the earliest and left the latest, and they all had dark circles under their eyes. Others had a holiday on May Day, But they didn't even have a holiday. In the whole school, they were the only ones in the third year of high school who had to attend classes. They were somewhat resentful, because they really wanted to have a comfortable sleep. Several people were yawning, all of them were sleepy. Seeing Lin Ji coming over, the three of them were stunned. "Brother Ji, did you go to bed without doing your homework last night? It will be checked today. If the teacher knows that you didn't do it, you're doomed. Did you fall asleep because you couldn't resist the temptation of the bed?" Lin Ji shook his head. "No, I finished my homework at 12 o'clock and went to bed early." "Oh my god, 12 o'clock? I didn't finish it until 4 in the morning. It was almost the same for me. Academic masters are really different. Look, you look different after getting enough sleep, and you look radiant." Lin Ji wanted to explain, but he thought they might not believe it. All of this was because of a cup of milk tea. Entering the classroom, the teacher walked in wearing high heels and rushed to teach. "Wake up, everyone, do you want to sleep? Wait until the college entrance examination is over, there will be plenty of time for you to sleep. Come on, stand up and be alert for a while. Take out your homework and open it, I'll check it one by one later." When they heard that they were going to check their homework, half of the students woke up. Lin Ji found that he was not only focused in class, but also had a more flexible mind. "Come on, who knows how to do this?" The teacher asked a question. "Josiah Oman, you do it." Josiah Oman was the most beautiful girl in the class, and she was also the top student in the grade. The teacher looked around the room. "I'll call another student up next. You, Lin Ji." The question types were diverse and complex, and involved a wide range of knowledge points. Lin Ji thought for a while and found that his solution was very clear. Swish. After writing on the blackboard, Lin Ji went down. Josiah Oman was a little slower than him, looked at Lin Ji in surprise, and followed him down. The results of the two people were actually the same. However, compared with Josiah Oman's complicated steps, Lin Ji's was much simpler and his ideas were clearer. The teacher was slightly surprised, and then looked at Lin Ji with satisfaction. "Come, let's look at Josiah Oman's answer first. The idea is right, but too complicated. Let's look at Lin Ji's." Lin Ji can answer correctly, which makes the teacher very happy. What makes the teacher even happier is that he used another idea. "Come, let's take a closer look." After class, Lin Ji's good brothers gathered around. "Brother Ji, it's good." The teacher said, "This is a big question, very difficult. I didn't expect you to get it right." "Brother Ji is awesome, he even beat the first in our grade." "Brother, I still don't understand. Can you explain it to me?" Lin Ji smiled slightly. "Okay." At this time, Josiah Oman also came over. She is very beautiful and has a good family background. Many boys like her. But what she likes is studying. Classmate Lin Ji, can you tell me the idea of this question? She looks like a girl from Jiangnan, gentle. But she is very fierce when doing questions. The good brothers around Lin Ji left consciously. This, then this, and finally this. Josiah Oman suddenly realized after hearing this. So that's how it is. I understand it now. Thank you. Lin Ji smiled. You're welcome. We are all classmates. It's only right for us to help each other. Josiah Oman's academic performance is obvious to all, and she also likes to help her classmates. Lin Ji has also consulted her on many questions. Helping her now can be regarded as repaying the favor he had done before. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 156. Let's give it a try. It was 12 o'clock at noon. The school bell rang. Brother Ji, what happened to you today? It feels like my Ren and Du meridians are open. Lin Ji thought for a while. I don't know, maybe it's because I drank the milk tea my brother gave me. The three were shocked. Brother Ji, did you misunderstand milk tea? Don't tell me, milk tea may really have this effect. Haven't you seen that those girls like to drink it? Yes, I found that those female academic masters seem to like to drink milk tea. But, this is too unbelievable, how about we buy some and try it? 4 people, holding milk tea, stood on the street. After gulping it down, Lin Ji didn't feel anything, let alone the others. But I have to admit that milk tea is really delicious. No wonder it is so popular. Several people discussed that they would drink milk tea now and see what happens in the afternoon. At this time in the third year of high school, all parents can do is to cook soup and stew chicken at home without disturbing them. Many parents rent houses near the school for their children's study and deliver meals every day. They ensure the children can replenish nutrition in time when they consume their body energy. They can learn while not delaying their growth. When Zhou Qilin returned home, Lin Feng had already gotten up and was busy stewing chicken in the kitchen. This time, Lin Feng brought back 5 local chickens and a local duck. These were all sent by Liu Bo before. When Zhou Qilin came back, Lin Feng had already blanched the water and took out a casserole to prepare for stewing. All the dishes Lin Feng cooked were Lin Ji's favorites. Zhou Qilin, who was standing by, was moved. Let me do it. The children are probably going to wake up at this time. In fact, there was nothing to prepare. The chicken soup was stewed in the casserole, the rice was also steaming, and the vegetables were already cut. When the chicken soup was cooked, it was almost noon. Mom, watch the fire, and after half an hour of cooking, put the side dishes in the casserole. Okay, I remember. Lin Feng went upstairs, and Zhang Yuxi had already woken up and was helping Sabeo pee and poop. Lin Feng filled the hot water and put it aside, and went to dress Sabeo. It was still cold in the morning, so after dressing the babies in coats, he added a vest. Don't think that babies are more afraid of cold than adults because they are small. In fact, babies are more irritable than adults. After Sabeo peed and pooped, Lin Feng turned him over, put him on his legs, wiped his butt, and changed his diaper. He is a sweet and sweet little baby again. After cleaning the 4 babies, an hour has passed. The kitchen is filled with fragrance, and you can even smell the stewed chicken. Lin Dashin woke up. Wow, it smells so good. Your son's friend gave us 5 free-range chickens. I'll call and ask my third sister-in-law to come and get one when she's free, to nourish Wang Lu. Lin Dashin nodded. Free-range chickens are not easy to raise now, but his friend is thoughtful. Liu Bo, right. Zhou Qilin nodded. Are you busy today? Accompany your son. They only come back once every few months. Lin Dashin ate breakfast. Yes, I have to go to discuss a business, and accompany them in the evening. Besides, isn't Lin Feng going to take care of the baby for early childhood education classes today? And don't you have you at home? Zhou Qilin rolled her eyes. What do you mean by me? Xiaoji will take the college entrance examination in a month, and I don't have to take care of him. Seeing Zhou Qilin angry, Lin Dashin hurriedly smiled. Okay, I won't do anything tomorrow, just accompany them, okay. Zhou Qilin nodded with satisfaction. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi came down with the child. Zhou Qilin hesitated for a moment and asked, should we ask Wenwen to come down for breakfast? Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, I asked her when I came down, and she said she wanted to sleep a little longer. Okay. Lin Feng quickly finished breakfast and fed the babies complimentary foods. He would make cookies for the babies as snacks later. After breakfast, Lin Feng asked Zhang Yuxi to watch the babies and went to the kitchen to work. Zhou Qilin stood by to see if there was anything she needed help with. Lin Feng made 2 kinds of cookies for the babies. One was made with sugar-free milk, and the other was vegetable-flavored. Zhou Qilin was amazed at Lin Feng's cooking skills. Lin Feng also baked small bread for Lin Ji, which had a light milky fragrance and was not greasy. He also made a fruit salad for Lin Ji, which was served in a small box. Lin Feng was enough to do all this by himself. Zhou Qilin had nothing to do. She accompanied Zhang Yuxi to see her grandchildren. In a blink of an eye, a few hours had passed and it was time to make lunch. Lin Feng gave the small cookies to the babies. They were still very supportive and finished eating everything. Sibeo, as a real foodie, clamored for more food. Mom, eat, eat. He pointed at himself, indicating that he wanted to eat more. Zhang Yuxi asked, who wants to eat? Sibeo. Sibeo pointed at himself again, eat, eat, Mom. Then he pointed at Lin Feng who was busy in the kitchen, Dad has. Zhang Yuxi didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Okay, let's go find Dad. She carried Sibeo and walked to Lin Feng. Lin Feng glanced at them. He heard their conversation just now clearly. Sibeo leaned over and signaled to Lin Feng to hold him. Dad, hold. Lin Feng wiped his hands and reached out to take Sibeo. What are you doing here, Sibeo? Are you missing your dad? Sibeo probably forgot about eating and looked at the food in the pot with a look of surprise. Yuxi, Erbeo is here. Urbao always followed Sibao with the momentum of a follower. Moreover, Urbao wanted to walk by herself, and didn't want Zhou Qilin to hold her, and Zhang Yuxi couldn't do it either. Zhang Yuxi could only watch her from behind, holding her with her hands. Honey, we need to buy a walker. Lin Feng turned off the fire and held Sibao over. We'll buy it after the early childhood education class today. Sibao came to his senses and remembered what he wanted to eat. Baba, eat. Lin Feng asked with a smile, what to eat? Biscuits. Sibao nodded anxiously. Lin Feng took out biscuits from a sealed box and gave them to Sibao. Sibao was very happy. Urbao suddenly yelled, Baba. The sound was so loud that it scared a few people. Eat biscuits. I want it. The momentum was not insufficient. Lin Feng gave Urbao some more, but of course he couldn't favor one over the other. When a few people turned around, Dabao also moved over with the help of the wall. Seeing Lin Feng, he looked pitiful. Baba. As for Sanbao, he stood in the fence of the activity area, not fighting or competing. Everyone. Chapter 157 Tears of Envy. Han Wen watched Daoine last night and didn't go to bed until 4 in the morning. When she walked out of the bedroom, she could smell the aroma of cooking. She was embarrassed and blurted out, is it a little late for me to come down now? Zhang Yuxi knew that she was embarrassed and joked, it's not late, just right, we are ready to have lunch. Hearing this, Han Wen was even more at a loss. Shouldn't I help her out? Zhou Qilin saw Han Wen's embarrassment and asked with a smile, there's still porridge left in the morning. Do you want to drink porridge or eat rice? Han Wen hurriedly said, Auntie, I just want to drink some porridge. Eating such greasy food in the morning, I am worried that my stomach can't stand it. After lunch, Zhou Qilin picked up the lunchbox and took the fruit salad and snacks prepared by Lin Feng to school. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi took the children to play in the activity area for a while. After the nap, go to the early childhood education class. You guys go ahead, I slept too long today. I'll go out for a walk and come back in the evening. Zhou Qilin arrived at the school with lunch. She saw her son and his 3 good friends drinking milk tea. She thought, her son doesn't like to drink this stuff usually. She walked over and greeted the classmates with a smile. Are you eating outside, or are your family members sending you food? Because they are all good friends, the parents also know each other. Auntie, we all brought our food today. As they were talking, 3 parents came with lunch boxes. Because it was a holiday, the school cafeteria was closed. So everyone went to the cafeteria for convenience. When they came, there were already many students sitting in the cafeteria. At first, everyone thought that this person was the mother of the little fat boy. Later, they found out that this was the aunt invited by the family. The little fat boy opened the lunchbox. There was a combination of meat and vegetables, 3 dishes and 1 soup, and balanced nutrition. The other 2 cooked home-cooked dishes, which also had vegetables and meat. When Lin Ji's lunchbox was opened, the aroma of food hit him in the face, which made him hungry. Especially the chicken stewed with mushrooms, the rich aroma and color make people's appetite increase. It is also a combination of meat and vegetables, the red and green look beautiful, not to mention the smell. There is also a sealed small bag, open to find the small cookies made by Lin Feng. Another box open to find the fruit salad. The salad was placed aside in a special and considerate manner. In addition, there is a small box containing grilled chicken wings and chicken legs. The golden color smells good. Lin Ji knew without guessing that this was made by Lin Feng, and he was immediately touched. I didn't expect that after so long, my brother still knew what I like to eat. Wow, Brother Ji, yours looks so delicious, can I have a bite? Brother Ji, you have so many chicken legs, how about giving me one? Can I have some chicken soup? It smells so good. Anyway, I can't finish so much, so I just satisfy them. And let them taste their brother's cooking skills. As expected, after tasting it, several people praised it. I wish I could exchange my own food with Lin Ji. I don't want it. My brother made it for me. Just give it a try. Don't push your luck. Lin Ji boasted, now you know my brother's cooking skills. It's amazing. I'd really like you to have a taste if there's a chance, but my brother is usually busy. He has to take care of the kids and run a business. He probably won't have time. But I'll go back and talk to him. I'll give you a reply then. The 3 of them nodded hurriedly when they heard it. Great, great, you must ask him. I can eat a lot. Can I order some dishes? Tell me, his brother is handsome, rich, and cooks so deliciously. Why don't I have the same? That's right. I envy him too. God, give me a brother from another family. The more they did this, the more proud Lin Ji was. Lin Feng woke up, packed up the babies, and woke up Zhang Yuxi. After packing up, set off. At this time, Han Wen had already gone out to play. I had done some research before and found out that it would take about 20 minutes to walk from home. So the two of us decided to just push the babies there. On the way, the teacher of the training class called to remind us. We arrived at the training class. There were a lot of parents and babies of all ages. After signing in at the front desk, a staff member came over. Seeing the babies were so cute, he immediately squatted down to tease them. The babies are so cute. How many months are they? 9 months? I can't tell. They look like 11-month-old babies. You take good care of the babies. They are white and chubby, like little angels. This staff member had forgotten his reception work. At this time, another staff member came over. Judging from his dress, he should be a leader. Your babies are 9 months old. Please ask parents to come to the classroom over here. Our classroom is specially open for babies aged 6 to 12 months. There are still 10 minutes before class. You can take a rest inside. Our teacher will come to teach in a while. This classroom is very large. The floor was covered with thick colored paper, and the walls and windows were covered with cute wallpaper. Above the head was a painting of the blue ocean. Hanging were handmade colorful fish. In the corner next to it, there were all kinds of toys. After Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi entered the room, the classroom was already filled with parents and babies waiting. When they saw the quadruplets, they were all shocked. Parents with such high looks gave birth to so many cute babies, whoever saw them would be envious. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were already accustomed to the looks of the people around them. Lin Feng put the luggage on his back aside and took the babies to pee. It happened that this classroom had its own bathroom, which was quite convenient. The babies hadn't peed for an hour, and Lin Feng did it one by one. The parents present saw that it was Lin Feng alone, busying around for the babies, with skillful and gentle movements. And Zhang Yuxi on the side was just helping out and handing something over. All of a sudden, the family status was instantly clear. The mothers present were jealous and felt very jealous. After cleaning up the babies, a female teacher walked into the classroom. She introduced herself to the parents. Hello, everyone. I am the teacher of this early childhood experience class. Now we are officially starting the class. Now, please invite all the parents to bring your babies and introduce yourselves to each other. Many parents came to this experience class. Hello, everyone. I am Chen Lingling's mother. She is 7 months old this year and has a lively and cheerful personality. Hello, everyone. I am Zhu Yuxun's mother. He is 8 months old this year and has a lively and active personality. Hello, everyone. I am Liu Yufang's mother. She is almost 1 year old this year and has an introverted and shy personality. When it was Lin Feng's turn, he smiled slightly. Hello, everyone. I am Tuan Yuan and Ping Ping Annan's father. They are almost 9 months old. This is the mother of the babies. Zhang Yuxi smiled slightly. Hello, everyone. This is Dabao. He has a mature and stable personality and is very strong. It can be seen that he has been playing with his toys obediently from the beginning. This is the second baby, lively and cheerful, noisy. Yes, it can be seen that sometimes the voices are overshadowed by the parents. This is the third baby, quiet and not active, sometimes bad temper. Well, they really like quietness, just a look, not a word to them. This is the fourth baby, lively and mischievous, very easy to get along with, and a foodie. This is very clear at a glance. He kept staring at the apples and bananas brought by the teacher, his eyes were shining. The 4 babies, each with their own characteristics, are also very good looking. Looking at the babies with different personalities, everyone shed tears of envy. Chapter 158 Playing Games with Your Baby. After introducing each other, the teacher clapped her hands and said with a smile. In fact, babies aged 6 to 12 months can already learn a lot of skills. What we need to do is to tap their potential. We will also do some things to develop the right brain here. Now let me briefly tell you parents why the earlier you develop the potential of your baby's right brain, the better. The right brain is used to store innate memories, and the left brain is used to store acquired memories. The right brain is responsible for talent, and the left brain is responsible for logic and memory. The left brain mainly completes language, logic, analysis, and algebraic thinking, cognition, and behavior. It is an orderly and organized thinking, that is, logical thinking. The right brain controls the nerves and senses of the left half of the body. It is a dumb brain without a language center. But it has a center for receiving music, and is mainly responsible for visual, comprehensive, geometric, and painting thinking and behavior. That is, it is responsible for appreciating paintings, appreciating natural scenery, appreciating music, observing things intuitively, looking at the overall situation, and grasping the whole. In short, the right brain has the ability to recognize graphics, recognize space, recognize paintings, and recognize images, which is image thinking. To use a metaphor, the left brain is good at language and logical analysis, and is like a scientist. It is good at abstract thinking and complex calculations, but it is rigid and lacks humor and rich emotions. The right brain is like an artist, good at nonverbal image thinking and intuition. It has an extraordinary perception of artistic activities such as music, art, and dance, and has a strong spatial imagination. Therefore, the earlier you develop the right brain, the more you can maximize your potential. When the teacher was talking, the parents listened very seriously. And the babies, they played together. Only Sanbao was alone, nestling obediently in Lin Feng's arms. The teacher clapped his hands. Okay, now let's start playing games. After that, the teacher put an apple on the table. Now let's teach the baby to recognize this apple. First of all, we can't just tell him that this is an apple. We have to tell him that this is red, round, and smells good. It is edible, and it tastes sweet and crunchy. It's called an apple. When introducing something, moms and dads must introduce it in a comprehensive way to give babies more room for imagination. The teacher took the apple and introduced it one by one in front of several children. While describing it, she asked the babies to smell, see, and try to understand. When the apple was brought to Sanbao, he hugged the apple, and the teacher took out the small apple strip hidden behind it. Put on gloves and let the babies taste it. The babies this month have grown teeth and have no pressure to eat. The teacher chose the softer snake fruit. While the babies were eating, the teacher told them again and again. Strengthen their memory. Then she took out a banana. It is curved, yellow, sweet, and soft to eat. It's a banana. After that, she gave each baby a banana. Let them experience what it feels like to hold a banana in their hands, and let them learn her movements. Let them smell what a banana smells like. The teacher was very patient, telling every child present over and over again what it was, what color it was, and what it tasted like. Let the babies feel the taste for themselves. The second baby ate while saying apple and banana. The fourth baby was only concerned with eating, with his eyes fixed on what the teacher was eating. The teacher smiled and asked, "Baby, what is this?" "Banana." The fourth baby put a lot of effort into eating. "Is it delicious?" The fourth baby nodded. "It's delicious." In the past, Sanbao could not speak as fluently as Sanbao, but later he had to eat because of stuttering. As for eating, he never had any problems. Because I had to play games with the babies, I didn't give them too much to eat. Next was another game. The teacher found a child to demonstrate. She chose Sanbao, who was very quiet. Lin Feng also hoped that the teacher could interact more with Sanbao. Improve Sanbao's enthusiasm. Lying flat on the thick floor, she took a small ball with soft particles on it. The teacher told the parents to learn, because she would interact with the babies later. She held the ball and told Sanbao first. "Baby, this is a small red ball. See? It's red and soft, but you can't eat it. Come on, the teacher will let the baby feel what kind of feeling it can bring to us. Roll the ball on Sanbao's body and start rolling. Roll the arm and finally land on the little hand." The teacher smiled and said, "What is this? This is a little hand, right? This is a little hand. Roll the other arm. What is this? It's still the little hand, right?" Then it rolled to the belly. "This is our little belly." As if some switch was turned on, Sanbao, who had been indifferent, immediately giggled. The teacher was a little confused, and then laughed. "Why are you laughing? Is this the ticklish spot?" After that, the teacher played it again. Sure enough, this is the legendary ticklish spot. Other parents gathered together to discuss the ticklish spots of their babies. "My son will laugh when I blow his ears, which is very interesting. Ours is to scratch the back. As soon as you put it in, you start laughing and can't control it. Ours is the sole of the foot." Then, the teacher rolled the ball to the calf. "Baby, what is this?" "This is our leg." As he said, he lifted the calf to show Sanbeo. Then he came to the little feet. This is our little feet, used for walking. Sanbeo retracted his feet and giggled. It's over. All parents have seen how I did it just now. Do it with the baby in the same way I just did. Because Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi brought the second baby. So the teacher took over the task of the first baby. The first baby is sturdy, and his big eyes are full of curiosity about unknown things. Every baby reacts differently. Lin Feng held a yellow ball and told his second baby, "Baby, this round one is a ball, yellow, and it feels soft when you pinch it." The second baby smiled at Lin Feng. The second baby's facial features are becoming more and more delicate, and he has completely inherited the excellent genes of Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi. This smile is beautiful and cute. Look, this is our arm. This is our little hand. The ball rolled and rolled onto our second baby's little belly. This is the little belly. It rolled again, and rolled to our little feet. The couple both like to interact with the babies very much. The babies' reactions are so cute. The teacher looked at the time and moved a prop over. It is a colorful rainbow channel, about 2 meters long. Now the parents are here, and the babies are over there. Our task is to let the baby crawl out of this channel. Don't look at it, this is just a simple little game. In fact, some babies are introverted and timid, so they don't dare to crawl out of here. And we, as parents, have to slowly guide the babies to overcome these difficulties. After that, the teacher picked another baby to practice. This time it was Dabeo, who has a cheerful and lively personality. The teacher was on the rainbow channel, holding a package of children's biscuits to attract him. "Baby, look at what the teacher has in my hand. Biscuits, they are delicious. If you crawl over and take the biscuits from the teacher, it will be yours, okay?" The teacher didn't need to guide him at all. Dabeo started to crawl forward without saying a word. He was no longer afraid. It seemed that Dabeo was really fearless. The teacher rewarded Dabeo with the biscuits. "Okay, parents, line up and practice freely. But don't force it, and don't compare with other babies. As long as you do your best and make a little progress, you will be very good." The babies behaved well, they like playing such games. But Sanbeo was more resistant. She was introverted, sitting motionless opposite the rainbow passage, looking a little nervous. No matter what method Lin Feng used, Sanbeo just refused to crawl. Lin Feng did not force her. The parents of another child with the same introverted personality did something completely different. The mother forced him into the passage, which scared the baby and made him cry. He was criticized and educated by the teacher and other parents. Every baby has a different personality. What we have to do is to guide him slowly instead of forcing him. Afterwards, the teacher played hide and seek with the babies. This game is very simple. Just take a cabinet where you can hide, and the cabinet is blocked by a curtain. The teacher will interact with the babies. Hide yourself and see how the babies will respond. There are many children, so it is very lively to play. As soon as the teacher hides, some babies will take the initiative. Like Dabeo and Erbeo, they have already crawled over to find the teacher. There are also Buddhist people like Sanbeo, who follow behind with their heads stretched out, and do not move. Dabeo found the teacher's hiding place. He crawled over and suddenly lifted the curtain, and sure enough, he saw the teacher hiding inside. He was so happy as if he had discovered a new continent. Other babies also found the teacher and came over to lift the curtain. The teacher came out. The babies are really great. They found the teacher so quickly. I give you a thumbs up. Now the teacher is going to hide again. Let's see who will be the first to find the teacher this time, okay? This time, the teacher hid in the cabinet again. He was found soon. This time, the teacher secretly hid in the rainbow passage. This will test the thinking ability of the babies. In the end, it was Sabeo who saw the rainbow bridge moving and found it first. The other babies followed. The parents beside them all laughed. In a blink of an eye, the 45-minute class was over. The babies were still not satisfied. Chapter 159, Visiting Home. Back home. Lin Feng settled the baby and came to the kitchen to help. Joe Killen smiled and said, "I'm bringing food to Xiaoji today. His classmates all like the food you cook. Xiaoji also asked me to ask you, how about inviting them to dinner at home today?" Lin Feng had a good impression of Linji's classmates. "No problem. Then I'll call Xiaoji. Well, ask his friends what they want to eat." "Okay." 5 minutes later, Lin Feng started to get busy in the kitchen. Joe Killen was helping out, but was called by Lin Feng to look after the children. After the babies sat in the walker, they were like a tiger with wings, and they could go anywhere they wanted. But they all loved to play, and they were so happy. Only Sanbao was not crazy, holding the toys in his hands. After seeing this, Zhang Yuxi took Sanbao out of the walker and played with Sibao in the activity area. Zhou Qilin came over and cried out, "Oh my god, they are not learning to walk, they are learning to drive." Yes, whooshing, and they don't know how to get tired. It's almost time to help the babies pee. Now the babies poop 3 times a day. Once in the morning when they get up, once in the afternoon, and once in the evening. Most of them have a regular pattern. As for peeing, they need to pee every 2 hours or so to see if they have any. When the babies are having fun, they will forget about peeing and will wet their pants. Fortunately, the weather is warm, so even if they wet their pants, they can just wash their butts. It would be much more troublesome in winter. Zhang Yuxi called Han Wen. The family had already started cooking dinner, so she asked her when she would be back. "I'm sorry, Teacher Zhang. I was just about to tell you that I'm going back to Yangchang." Zhang Yuxi asked with concern, "What's wrong? What happened?" "Oh, it's my mom. She thought I was at school and came to look for me but couldn't see anyone, so she called 110. Zhang Yuxi was surprised. "Ah. You came to Chang with me, but you didn't call your parents." "No, my phone doesn't have dual SIM cards. I changed the SIM card, and she doesn't know my number." Zhang Yuxi didn't expect Han Wen to be so rebellious. "Okay, then you can go back. Be careful on the road, call me when you arrive." Han Wen said cheerfully, "Okay, sorry for disturbing you these 2 days, tell your aunt." Zhang Yuxi nodded, "I see." Zhou Qilin was right next to them. When one is not coming back. Something happened at home, so she went back to Yangchang. Zhou Qilin didn't ask much, and talked about today's early childhood education class. Zhang Yuxi briefly talked to Zhou Qilin and also mentioned the tuition fee. One class costs 200 yuan, which is indeed a bit expensive. It's okay for one baby, but the key is 4. However, for the babies, Zhou Qilin still agreed to go to early childhood education. "I'm not an old-fashioned person. It seems that everyone has to go to early childhood education now. There's nothing wrong with going and getting in touch with it. Other babies have it, and we have the conditions, so we also want to let our babies have it." As a parent, the most unbearable thing is the disappointed expression of the baby. As a parent, we often try our best to give the best to our babies. Even if we wrong ourselves, we can't wrong our children. At 7 o'clock in the evening, Lin Dashan came back. "Hey, haven't you started eating yet?" Zhou Qilin glared at him. "Eat, eat, eat, all you know is eating. Tell me, what else can you do besides eating?" "Nothing." Lin Dashan was confused. "What's wrong with me? I just said one sentence, and you attacked me like a firecracker." Zhou Qilin snorted coldly. "Did you go out for a drink today?" Lin Dashan complained. "No. I went to discuss business today, and they invited me to dinner, but I refused." Zhou Qilin's expression improved a little. "Today's dinner is so sumptuous. Did you know that I have a successful business deal, so you made it specially for me?" Lin Dashan said as he poured wine. "How can my son not pair such delicious dishes with good wine?" Zhou Qilin started talking again. "Drink, drink, drink, all you know is drinking, nothing. Besides, you wish, these are all made for classmate Xiaoji." Lin Dashan. He was sure that Zhou Qilin must have had a relapse of menopause. After cooking, Lin Ji and his classmates got out of school and arrived home at almost 7:30. After feeding the babies complimentary food, Raymond Lam coaxed them to sleep. Moreover, Sibao must not see the meat. That little foodie must be crazy? Raymond Lam's biological clock indirectly affects the babies. The babies wake up around 7 in the morning. They take a nap at 2 in the afternoon and wake up around 3. If they are sleepy, they wake up around 3:30. They go to bed at 8 in the evening and wake up for a while after drinking milk powder at night. If there's anything special, it is that Dabao wakes up too early and Sibao wakes up too late. "Wife, you go downstairs to eat, I'll watch Dabao." Zhang Yuxi sat on the bed. "No, I'll accompany you." She enjoys the time with Raymond Lam and the babies. Even if she does nothing and just watches quietly, she is very happy. Dabao had a lot of fun playing with the walker today. Today, he broke the record and fell asleep the fastest. After Raymond Lam settled the babies, he spread quilts and pillows around the crib. "Fifi, It's up to you next. Fifi has been wild recently. But Raymond Lam is not worried about him going out to have fun because he is a father-in-law. No matter how long Fifi plays outside, when the babies are asleep, it will go home. Fifi lay on the pillow and meowed twice, as if answering Lin Feng's words. The couple went downstairs and heard Lin Ji chatting with his classmates. Brother, sister-in-law. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi greeted them with a smile. This was the second time they met Lin Feng. It was not the first time they came to visit Lin Ji's house. The four of them would study together, and they studied very hard. After dinner, they went to the living room to do their homework. Zhang Yuxi came over and asked, "Can I see your textbooks?" "Sure, take a look at it." "Sister-in-law, my handwriting is ugly, so don't look at it." Mine is not very good either." "Just kidding, he is a university teacher. As a student, you will have a sense of awe for the teacher." Zhang Yuxi smiled, "It's okay, I don't mind." Joe Killen was washing dishes, and Lin Feng cut fruit for them. He made one portion for Lin Dashan, one portion for Xiaoji and his classmates, and one portion for Zhang Yuxi alone. "What are you looking at?" Lin Feng came over and asked. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, "Just to see if the textbook has changed." "It's still the same." Lin Ji hesitated and asked, "Sister-in-law, what is the correct answer to this question? Is it D?" Let me see." Zhang Yuxi took it and looked at it carefully. "Yes, it's D." Zhang Yuxi studied liberal arts back then, while Lin Ji and the others studied science. After so many years of graduation, she also needs time to think about some science questions. "You go upstairs and sleep, I'll accompany them." Zhang Yuxi saw that it was already 11 o'clock, and Lin Feng's so-called companionship with them was probably to make them midnight snacks later. "Okay, then you should come up early too." Chapter 160 Feeling of Shame. In the living room, Lin Ji and his classmates were studying very hard. "Brother Ji, which university did you choose?" "Peking University." The three of them were confused. It was obvious that this was the first time that Lin Ji talked to them about this. Except for Lin Ji, the other three had similar grades. However, Xiao Pandin's family was well off, and his family had already thought of a way out for him. If he didn't get into the ideal university, he could study abroad. The idea of the other two parents was that no matter how their sons did in the exam, they must let them go to college. The more people learn, the broader their horizons will be, and the whole person will be different. The two of them envied Xiao Pandin and Lin Ji more than once for their good family conditions. Even if they failed the exam, there was a way out. "Brother Ji, then what? What is your second choice?" Lin Ji said without raising his head, "Peking University." One of them said, "No, the third choice is also Peking University." Lin Ji nodded. The three of them were in a complicated mood. Lin Ji was going to cut off his own way out. Why must it be Peking University? Lin Ji thought about it. "I never thought about which school to apply to before. But after entering the third year of high school, I suddenly wanted to go to this school." "Huh?" Lin Ji couldn't describe the desire. "I can't describe the feeling. Anyway, I just want to be admitted to Peking University very strongly." He glanced at the kitchen and saw Lin Feng. Maybe it's because he has such an outstanding brother. So, he also wants to be outstanding. The three of them suddenly felt a gap between them and Lin Ji, like a chasm. "Brother Ji, I may not even be able to get into a key university. Our grades are similar, Alice." Lin Ji comforted them. "What are you afraid of? There's still a month before the college entrance examination. Risk your life and fight for a month, maybe there will be hope." The three asked uncertainly. "Really? You are going to Peking University, and I also want to go to a university in Beijing." Lin Ji believed it very much. Of course it's true, human potential is unlimited. As long as we believe, we can do it. And you have a solid foundation. As long as you do more questions and dig deeper into your ideas, there will be no problem. Don't doubt yourself, identify a school, take everything lightly, and do it. Instead of doubting yourself here, you might as well think more about how to go further. Lin Ji's words made the three people very excited. "Brother Ji, if you don't get into Peking University, what will you do?" Lin Ji exclaimed, "Will I not get in? I am mysteriously confident that I will get into Peking University." Although this sentence sounds a bit shameless, he really thinks so. "I will cut off my own way and must get into Peking University." After a pause, he said, "If I don't get in, the worst that can happen is that I will repeat a year and try again." His eyes swept across the faces of several people. What are you afraid of? Thinking about it is useless. It's better to calm down and study. The three took a deep breath. Okay, my first choice is Peking University, and my second choice is Beijing University. Me too. I'll do 1 too. With their current grades, it's hard to get into Beijing University, let alone Peking University. One of them said, why don't we become sworn brothers? The three of them exclaimed. It's late at night, don't you all have a lot of ideas? Lin Feng was watching from the side, and his mind suddenly flew back to when he was in high school. I hope we can always be good brothers and good friends. We'll share happiness and difficulties in the future. Don't forget each other after graduation, keep in touch. What do you think? Are you coming? Lin Ji laughed. Do you have to be so immature? The person who proposed the sworn brotherhood also felt that he was immature. We have been together since the first year of high school, and we hope to be together in the future. Stop talking nonsense, come or not, just one sentence. The other three looked at each other, and when they saw Lin Feng, they were all a little embarrassed. Lin Feng smiled and said, you can do whatever you want, just pretend I don't exist. But I hope you can remember what I said now in the future. Many feelings will become weaker and weaker as time goes by, and finally become strangers. He saw that Xiaoji's three friends were all very good and had good personalities. If they could become each other's best friends, that would be great. Lin Feng used the excuse of going upstairs to see the children to leave time for them. When the four people saw that there was no one else, the awkward atmosphere disappeared. Are you coming or not? Hurry up, if you don't come, I'll study. The other three thought for a second. Come on. Be sworn brothers. Lin Ji stood up. I'll go to the refrigerator to get a bottle of beer, and we'll share it among the four of us. Beer was poured into each bowl, and the four people stood under the window. I'm Lin Ji. I'm Yang Zheng. I'm Meng Liang. I'm Chen Miao Miao. The four of them said in unison, today we are sworn brothers, and we will share happiness and difficulties in the future. After that, the three of them drank their bowls. After drinking, Meng Liang, who couldn't stand it the most, lay on the table. Damn, it's a bit embarrassing to think about it. Yang Zheng, who made the suggestion, laughed. Should we have a whole generation? Finally, it was calculated by month. The oldest turned out to be the fat little Chen Miao Miao, who was born in January. Next is the second brother Yang Zheng, the third brother Meng Liang, and the youngest is Lin Ji. Yang Zheng couldn't help laughing. What a fate, uncle is also the youngest among the Lin brothers. You are also the youngest among the children in the family. Now you are still the youngest among us. After the generation was determined, everyone began to make a study plan. Lin Ji said, the four of us brothers must get into a university in Beijing no matter what. It's best to be Peking University. The three of them said in unison. Lin Ji has the best grades, and he is the one who makes the study plan. Several people set up a study group. If there are any questions you don't know how to answer or what you have learned, share them in the group. Lin Feng had actually been sitting at the stairs the whole time and heard their conversation. He couldn't help but go back in time, and when he came to his senses, it was already late. He went to the kitchen and dissolved the half of the dragon and phoenix rejuvenation pill left for Lin Ji in water. He took out another pill, dissolved it in water and gave it to the other three classmates. This was the only thing he could do for them. Here, I've prepared milk tea for you. This is for Lin Ji, this is for Yang Zheng, this is for Chen Miao Miao, and this is for Meng Liang. Yang Zheng is cheerful, Chen Miao Miao is shy, and Meng Liang is calm. It was Yang Zheng who spoke. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. You guys sleep here tonight, I'll call your family to let them know. The three of them said in unison, thank you, brother, we can do it ourselves, no need to bother you. Yes, brother, you should go to bed soon. Lin Feng smiled faintly, drink the milk tea, it will get cold soon. After drinking the milk tea, several people consciously went to the kitchen to wash the cups. Studying is important, but health is also important, you should go to bed early. Okay, brother. Seeing Lin Feng go upstairs, the three of them breathed a sigh of relief. Yang Zheng thought for a while and said, Brother Ji, why do I feel that my eldest brother is so serious? Meng Liang rolled his eyes, this is called being intimidating without being angry, okay. Chen Miao Miao showed a warm smile on her face, but he is really nice and cares about us. Everyone nodded. Come on, continue. Lin Feng returned to the room, hugged Zhang Yuxi and prepared to go to bed. Ling, since the host took the baby to participate in early education, he fulfilled his responsibilities as a father. Reward basic handcraft skill. Basic handcraft. With a skill, the host's painting, craftsmanship, assembly and other skills will be greatly improved. Chapter 161. There are always more solutions than problems. The next day, Zhou Qilin prepared breakfast and sent the four of them to school. Yang Zheng, I slept all night last night. I had a great sleep. Meng Liang, me too. I feel refreshed. Chen Miao, I didn't even stay in bed today. Compared with them, Lin Ji felt that he was full of energy and in a very good spirit. Zhou Qilin sent them to school. Mom will bring you lunch at noon. What do you want to eat? Anything is fine. After studying for a morning, Lin Ji felt that he had become much smarter. The other three people were even more obvious. They always felt that their minds were muddled. The teacher was explaining the questions. You said you understood it, but it felt like you didn't. You said you didn't understand it, but you seemed to understand it. This head, even you don't know what it is thinking. But now, they found that their minds have become much clearer than before. They actually understood all the big questions the teacher talked about today. And it's not just a vague understanding. Brother Ji, the milk tea your brother gave us is so magical. Chen Miao also smiled and said, I've never tasted that taste when I drank milk tea before. Lin Ji smiled and said, no matter what it is, it's fine as long as you feel good after drinking it. There are still 5 minutes before class, let's do 2 more questions. Okay. At noon, Lin Feng cooked the meal again. Lin Dashan didn't go to work today, and made an appointment with Lin Dan and Lin Dahu to go fishing. Zhou Qilin said dissatisfiedly, didn't you say you would accompany your son today? Lin Dashan looked innocent. They have to attend the early childhood education class in the afternoon. What should I do? Nothing, go away, I'm annoyed when I see you. After a pause, he said, well, you go to deliver lunch to Xiaoji at noon, and then go fishing. Okay. Does he dare to say anything? No. After going to the early childhood education class in the afternoon, Zhou Qilin saw many parents and babies, and couldn't help but sigh in her heart. Today's interactive game is that parents hold babies and fly airplanes. Then it's to find the differences in toys and classify them. In the process of playing, the baby's thinking and learning abilities are developed. Sanbao's condition is much better than before, because he met familiar children. After the class, Zhou Qilin felt that the early childhood education class was quite good. 2 days later, the holiday was about to end. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were going back to Yangchang, and Zhou Qilin was reluctant to leave. When Xiaoji graduates and Lin Feng graduates from university, our family will go out for a trip. It was already 5 o'clock in the afternoon when they returned to Yangchang. After a short rest, Lin Feng prepared to make dinner. This time, Zhou Qilin also brought back the baby's walkers. Anyway, there is enough space at home. Zhou Qilin also took some bacon made during the Chinese New Year, and went back to cook it and stew it. Zhang Yuxi will go to work tomorrow, and she is reluctant to give up the holiday. Lin Feng prepared complimentary food for the babies. He and Zhang Yuxi ate beef noodles. After feeding the babies, several babies stared at the noodles in his bowl. Sibao shook his butt and stood up to climb over the wall. Now this fence is useless. Sibao does things quickly, just like his footsteps that move like the wind. Lin Feng quickly picked up Sibao. The little dough-shaped Erbao and Dabao followed behind. At the end, it was Sanbao who still wanted to fit in. Sibao came in and wanted to see what Lin Feng was eating. Lin Feng didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Dad has finished eating. He took out the empty bowl he had prepared in advance and showed it to the babies. Look, babies, Dad has finished eating, there is no more. Sibao said he was going to the kitchen. Lin Feng. He went to the kitchen and found eggs, beef sauce, etc. Sibao was very interested in the eggs and wanted to take them. Lin Feng said he couldn't take them and took him away. But he forgot that Sibao was a very persistent person and had to take them. Lin Feng diverted his attention. Fifei is gone. Oh, let's go find Fifei, okay. After putting the babies in the walker, Zhang Yuxi, who had secretly finished eating noodles, appeared. Husband, you go eat, I'll watch the baby. It is estimated that he will eat secretly in the future. Lin Feng ate with the babies on his back, and he never thought that there was a fish that slipped through the net. Sanbao. Sanbao looked at him. He took a sip of noodles and looked at Sanbao. After he realized what was happening, he ate like crazy. Sanbao blinked his eyes. Baba, noodles, eat noodles. Sibao, who was quick to move, heard it and turned his head to look, but Baba was gone. He hurried to find him. Lin Feng quickly put the bowl of noodles up high, and sure enough, the sound of the walker was right next to his ear. Sibao looked at him. To be exact, look at his mouth. Lin Feng quickly opened his mouth. He said, "Son, look carefully, your dad didn't eat anything." But Lin Feng underestimated his son's nature as a foodie. Sibao stretched out his hand to hug him, but Lin Feng didn't expect his intention. As soon as he picked up Sibao, he saw him use his chubby little fingers to drill into Lin Feng's mouth with lightning speed. Lin Feng quickly turned his head away. "Oops, I forgot that this little guy can smell." Lin Feng quickly opened his mouth. "Sibao, look, Dad didn't eat anything." Sibao opened his mouth, turned his head and found the bowl next to him, and was about to grab it. "My little foodie, there are still noodles in it." Lin Feng quickly took the homemade cookies for Sibao. Only when both of their hands were full, Sibao was satisfied. Of course, you can't favor one over the other. Otherwise, Erbao won't do it and will grab it. That's right, Erbao, who loves to make trouble, will grab it if he sees the cookies. Lin Feng quickly said, don't grab, Erbao, you have some too." After that, he filled each baby's hands with cookies. Lin Feng secretly ate the remaining noodles while Sibao was not paying attention. Zhang Yuxi was a little amused. "Husband, what should we do in the future?" Both husband and wife were raising children for the first time, and they were helpless in many places. Lin Feng thought for a while. As long as the thinking doesn't slip, there are always more solutions than problems. Lin Feng washed the dishes, and Zhang Yuxi took the babies to play in the yard. In less than half a minute, she hurriedly brought the babies back. Along with it, there were also the humming sounds of the babies. Especially the sobbing sound of Sibao was very obvious. Lin Feng hurried over to check. What happened? Did they fall? Zhang Yuxi was so anxious that she almost cried. There are mosquitoes outside the yard, and the babies are all bitten by mosquitoes. Chapter 162 Husband, is it useful? Mosquitoes? Lin Feng was a little puzzled. It's only a few months now, and there are already mosquitoes? Why didn't I find any traces of mosquitoes in Mi Chang the other day? Lin Feng walked over and found that the baby's white feet, ankles and wrists were all bitten by mosquitoes. Most of them had 3 or 4. The 4th baby had more, densely packed, and Lin Feng felt distressed. The babies were all delicate and tender, and it was very scary and distressing to see. Zhang Yuxi was about to cry. Lin Feng comforted her. "It's not your wife's fault. No one knew there would be mosquitoes outside. Go get the medicine box, I'll see if there's any ointment that can be applied." After that, Zhang Yuxi remembered what to do. Da went upstairs to get the medicine box. Lin Feng shouted at her again, "Bring a few more pairs of socks for the babies." The mosquito bites were itchy. The babies were so small, how could they not control themselves? They wanted to scratch, and Lin Feng quickly stopped them. But he stopped this one. What about that one? Sibao and Dabao were the two with the worst tempers. Sibao cried extremely aggrieved. Although Dabao was the eldest, he couldn't bear the pain at all. He was wheezing with a dark face. He wanted to cry but couldn't, so he just scratched. Sibao was playing with the toys in his hands while scratching his little feet with both hands. Sibao grabbed the back of his hand with a look of pain on his face. The babies were in pain, but parents were 10 or 100 times more in pain than the babies. For them, a little pain was nothing. But the babies couldn't bear it, and they wished they could bear it for them. Lin Feng blew on the mosquito bites of Sibao and Dabao. "Daddy, blow it, it won't be uncomfortable." "Hoo hoo hoo hoo. Hoo 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 hoo. Come on, Sibao, Daddy blows." Sibao ignored him. Erbao cried with a wow, which scared the other babies and Lin Feng. Zhang Yuxi hurriedly brought the medicine box over. "Hurry up and comfort the babies." In the medicine box, there are some necessary medicines for preventing colds and relieving pain. There is no medicine for mosquitoes. Suddenly, Lin Feng saw Huaxiang's hanky water, which he bought last summer to prevent heat stroke. Why did he buy this? Because he has been drinking this since he was a child. Lin Feng habitually checked the date and it was not expired. Apply Huaxiang's hanky water to the places where mosquitoes bite. Zhang Yuxi asked, "Honey, does it work?" "Yes. Lin Feng applied it to Sibeo first. The babies all wore long sleeves and long pants, and when they played, they would expose their wrists, insteps and ankles. Mosquitoes bite these places. Wife, put socks on Sibeo. Then he used the small rubber band that Zhang Yuxi tied on her head, let the cuffs of the long sleeves down, and wrapped them with this small rubber band. The tightness was just right. Zhang Yuxi picked up Sibeo and coaxed him, "Baby, good boy, it won't hurt in a while, it won't hurt." Sibeo shed tears, but stopped crying. Then it was Erbeo who cried the loudest. Erbeo cried even louder, probably because he scratched his skin and it hurt. Zhang Yuxi coaxed her with toys while Lin Feng applied medicine to her. Erbeo had a huge mosquito bite on his forehead, so Zhang Yuxi found a hat for Erbeo to put on. After applying medicine to Sanbeo and Dabeo one after another, she comforted the babies for a long time. Lin Feng held one in each hand, and Sanbeo and Erbeo liked Dabeo the most. The two little girls also liked to act like spoiled children. But they acted like spoiled children in different ways. One used actions, and the other used words. Zhang Yuxi held Sibeo, teased him, and diverted his attention. After all the trouble, the babies were tired. The two spoiled girls still refused to get off Lin Feng. Zhang Yuxi went to get hot water to wash the babies' faces and hands, and prepared to go to bed and sleep. After all the crying and tossing, Sibeo and Erbeo fell asleep first. Sanbeo followed suit. Dabeo. Let him play. When the babies fell asleep, Zhang Yuxi quietly took off her socks and took a look. "Honey, it's really effective. Most of the mosquito bites have disappeared. If this continues, it should be fine after a good sleep." Then, Zhang Yuxi checked the window. "We can't let mosquitoes come in and bite the babies again." Little did they know that Lin Feng had already activated the protective barrier skill for the babies. No more mosquitoes will bite the babies. After checking the windows, Zhang Yuxi lay back down. She found that Lin Feng was looking for a shop that makes screen windows. After Lin Feng got up and made a phone call for consultation, he made an appointment with the boss to come to the house to measure the size tomorrow. In the middle of the night, Lin Feng blew the baby's pee. The mosquito bites on the babies were almost gone. Lin Feng couldn't help but kiss their little hands and feet. Seeing the babies sleeping soundly, he looked satisfied. The next day, Lin Feng made breakfast. He learned his lesson this time. After finishing his breakfast, he went upstairs to wake up Zhang Yuxi. The first thing Zhang Yuxi did when she got up was to blew the pee and poop for the babies with Lin Feng. The babies have to poop every morning. She was very happy to see that the mosquito bites disappeared, leaving only marks. "Wife, you go downstairs to eat first, otherwise the babies will see and grab it." "Okay, then I'll go downstairs first, husband. You've worked hard." "Not hard. Go quickly." Zhang Yuxi closed the door when she left, and Sibeo and Erbeo heard the noise. They immediately moved to find their mother. Sibeo was just having fun. Erbeo looked anxious. Mom. Lin Feng was peeing Sanbeo, and stretched his neck to call them. "Mom is downstairs, she'll be here soon." Usually at this time, Zhang Yuxi would carry the babies downstairs. Today, Sibeo looked disappointed and a little aggrieved. After Lin Feng washed Sanbeo's butt, he called out at the door. "Wife, have you finished eating? Soon, you can bring the babies down." The elevator was not closed yet, so Lin Feng took them to the first floor in a cart. Zhang Yuxi wiped her mouth and stepped forward to help. "Hubby, I'm leaving, and you can take care of the babies." Lin Feng pushed the babies to the door. "Come, let's say goodbye to Mom. Mom is going to work." Every time Zhang Yuxi went to school, Lin Feng would take the babies to the door. The babies waved their hands. "Goodbye, Mom. Goodbye, goodbye." The second baby spoke the most fluently and could already speak 4 words. The fourth baby came later and forced out his language talent for the sake of eating. The first baby, "Bye, bye." The third baby still watched her go. "Mom, bye." Zhang Yuxi kissed this and that. Finally, she kissed Lin Feng's forehead. "Thank you for your hard work, husband." Lin Feng hugged her. "Come back early." "Okay." The May Day holiday was over, and the teacher had to have a meeting and would not be back for lunch. After seeing Zhang Yuxi off, Lin Feng fed the babies complimentary food. Today was yam porridge. After a while, there were biscuits and snacks made by Lin Feng. After feeding the babies, it was almost 9:30. Lin Feng called the owner of the screen window. He had already arrived at Kehu Villa and was about to reach the door. Lin Feng put the babies in the activity area. Take out the building blocks, turn on the light music, and then go to receive the guests. Two middle-aged men came with a polite and slightly reserved smile. After Lin Feng opened the door, he brought them 2 pairs of guest slippers. Please come in. The 2 men came to the living room. The quadruplets in the living room activity area were very eye-catching, and they all stared straight. The thin man asked, "Boss, do you want to make screens for all the windows?" "Yes, you can measure it. Because it is a villa, if you want to make screens, you need to customize them, and ordinary sizes cannot be used." The 2 picked up the tools, measured the dimensions, and discussed with Lin Feng. "Do you want double or single openings in each place?" The babies saw that there were guests at home, and they looked at them curiously. After measuring the dimensions, the 2 sat down to calculate the squares that needed to be made. Lin Feng went over to wash the babies' hands and faces. Prepare to eat yogurt biscuits. Half an hour later, the plan came out. "Boss, here's our plan. For the first floor, we'll make sliding screens for you. The floor-to-ceiling windows in the living room are large, so we'll make double opening screens for you. For the second and third floors, we plan to use invisible screens. One is aesthetics, and the other is that babies are curious and like to explore. Invisible screens can protect babies. We'll make them so they can't be opened." Lin Feng nodded at the unexpectedly conscientious suggestion. The boss added, "I just went to the rooftop to take a look. Although the rooftop wall is high, I suggest that you build a fence to reinforce it." Lin Feng asked, "Do you also build fences?" "Yes, we do hardware doors and windows." Lin Feng nodded, "Okay, then you calculate how much it will cost to build a fence and screens together." "Okay." 10 minutes later, Lin Feng raised his eyebrows slightly when he saw the asking price of 50,000. He was an outsider and didn't know whether the price was high or low. He bargained, "Boss, your price is too high." The boss was stunned for a moment. He probably didn't expect that a young man living in such a big villa would still care about tens of thousands of dollars. He quickly explained, "Boss, according to the market price, a good quality screen window costs more than 300 yuan. And an invisible screen window is even more expensive." Lin Feng calculated, "It's not worth so much money." The boss continued to explain, "This is a villa. The regular-sized screen windows are too small. They have to be custom-made." Seeing that the boss looked very serious, Lin Feng said, "A little less." The boss pursed his lips, "Wait a minute." He quickly calculated the bill. "Boss, this is our final quotation, 48,000, not a single one can be less. If you still think it's expensive, we can do it for you for 35,000. But you get what you pay for. It depends on your choice. In the end, if you still think it's expensive, you can only find another company. You can make a decision after comparison." The boss said calmly. Lin Feng took a pen and calculated it himself, and roughly guessed how much they earned. "Okay, you said that the quality you gave me is the best." The boss smiled, "Don't worry, I have always been honest in doing things, and I want to attract repeat customers." Lin Feng paid 80% first, and settled the remaining money after the completion. "Then we will leave first, and we will come to install it in 3 days. I will definitely work overtime to get it done for the boss." Lin Feng nodded, "Okay. This store is not far from the school, and he has bought things there. The boss is still quite honest, and the store is also large, with more than a dozen people under him. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 163, I'm going to quit. On the other side, Zhang Yuxi came to school and found that Tang Zifan didn't come, and she was a little worried. Han Wen came over and whispered. I called teacher Tang and asked her that she and her husband went to handle the divorce procedures today. Will she come in the afternoon? It depends on the situation. If everything goes well, she will come. If not, she will delay for a day. After the meeting, it was almost noon and Tang Zifan came. She felt a little different, but she couldn't tell where it was. Tang Zifan greeted Zhang Yuxi and the others with a smile. Let's go, I'll treat you to dinner today. Okay, it must be a big meal. Absolutely no problem. Tang Zifan was very generous today. Han Wen and Zhang Yuxi could order whatever they wanted to eat. Zhang Yuxi doesn't like to eat out now. Her taste has been spoiled by Lin Feng, because he didn't go shopping when he came back last night. So Lin Feng didn't prepare lunch for her. Han Wen was not polite either, and ordered all the specialties here. Teacher Zhang, what do you want to eat? It's alright. I'm not picky. After the food came, the three of them ate and chatted. When it comes to divorce, the man is determined not to agree. He was just playing around outside. He still wants this family. But Tang Zifan has made up his mind. Seeing that it is irreversible, the man agreed to divorce. The two discussed that when the time is right, they will tell their son about this matter, hoping to get his understanding. Han Wen smiled and asked, Teacher Tang, how does it feel to divorce? Tang Zifan thought about it. It's okay. The moment I came out of the Civil Affairs Bureau, I felt relieved all over. After so many years of marriage of convenience, it is finally coming to an end, which is also expected. Congratulations to Teacher Tang for being single again, but don't give up the pursuit of love. Han Wen pointed at Zhang Yuxi and said, Look, Teacher Zhang has made us women believe in love again. Teacher Zhang quickly said, if you find the right person, it's love. If you don't find the right person, it's life. Teacher Tang, I hope you will meet the right person soon. Tang Zifan smiled. Thank you both. When this matter is completely over, I will resign. Ah. What's wrong? Why? Han Wen and Teacher Zhang were both surprised. This was too unexpected. Tang Zifan said nonchalantly, I want to say goodbye to my current life and start over. The child belongs to him, he won't give it to me. Besides, father and son have more topics to talk about, which is also good. I'm the only one left, so I want to find something I like to do. Since she got married, she has always been following the rules. This time, she wants to be free and find her true self. Han Wen regretted, and then said something else. In fact, my parents also planned to let me quit my job as a teacher. Our family is moving. Now it was Tang Zifan and Zhang Yuxi's turn to be curious. Moving? Why? Han Wen organized her words. My dad has been doing business in other places for the past few years, and he has made some money in recent years. It's not in Guangzhou, and it's too tiring to run back and forth. I'm moving before I get married. Tang Zifan asked, what are your plans? Han Wen shrugged, I haven't thought about it yet. I like being a teacher. I liked being a teacher when I was a child. The saddest one was Zhang Yuxi. You are all leaving, and I am the only one left. Tang Zifan and Han Wen both smiled. Life is a constant farewell. Zhang Yuxi returned home in a depressed mood and opened the door. Whoosh, the fourth child came in a walker. Mom. Gulu Gulu, the first child also came. Mom. Then the second child, the third child. Zhang Yuxi's mood suddenly improved, and she quickly walked towards the living room. Behind her, they all followed like little tails. In the kitchen, Lin Feng asked Zhang Yuxi to wash her hands and eat. He fed the babies complimentary food. Honey, did you buy a dining chair? Zhang Yuxi came to the dining room and found that the extra chairs were gone. They were all children's dining chairs for the babies. The dining chair has a cushion and a backrest, and the quality is very good. The cushion is also comfortable to touch, and the chassis is thickened and reinforced, and it is very heavy. There are also the names of the babies on it, which is customized. After Lin Feng finished his work, he put the babies in the dining cart one by one. Then he washed their hands and faces and ate. There is no other way. When feeding, they are like rockets. They don't want to sit in the stroller either. They climb up as soon as they are put on it. There is no other way, so I had to buy children's dining chairs for the babies. Sit in a row and eat. Zhang Yuxi feeds Dabao and Sebao. Lin Feng feeds Erbao and Sanbao. The babies are now more active and their little tummies are hungry quickly. They finished eating in less than a few minutes. After putting them in the walker, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi started eating. Sebao and Erbao looked over, and the couple immediately had a bad premonition. Lin Feng stopped eating. Wife, I'm going to see the kids. You eat first. Do you think that's it? One is a persistent little foodie. The other is a little troublemaker who wants to get involved in everything. The two of them just like to play together and find things to do together. Lin Feng coaxed them to play together. Sebao was not even as tall as the legs of the dining table, and he glided to Zhang Yuxi. What a coincidence, he just saw Zhang Yuxi eating the last piece of meat. When their eyes met, Zhang Yuxi slowly lowered her head. and Sibeo had already seen it. Mommy, meat, eat meat. Baby, eat meat. Zhang Yuxi was sweating coldly, and the food in her mouth didn't smell good anymore. Erbeo intervened. Erbeo, eat meat, eat meat. As soon as he heard that there was meat, Dabeo drifted over. As if to say, where is the meat? Where is it? Sanbeo was having fun, and she was afraid that her brothers and sisters would run away. She put the toy in her hand on the ground and flew over. Lin Feng held his forehead and decided that he would eat secretly in the future. Zhang Yuxi finished the last few bites and showed the empty bowl to Sibeo. No, no. Sibeo saw that there was no meat and opened his eyes wide to see what was on the table. Zhang Yuxi silently moved the plate away. Lin Feng used the ball to attract the baby's attention. Chapter 164, Handicraft. Babies, look here. Let's play with a ball, Daddy will hit it and you guys will catch it. After saying that, Lin Feng gently threw the ball to Sibeo. Sibeo was still stubborn and wanted to eat the food on the table. Just when he was attracted by the ball, Zhang Yuxi hurriedly took the food to the kitchen. This scene was seen by Sanbeo. Sibeo looked down and saw the ball rolling on the ground. He planned to do it himself and have enough food and clothing. Sibeo grabbed the dining chair with his hands, and then his two calves began to exert force. Is he going to go up and see it himself? Lin Feng held his forehead and sighed deeply. How did they give birth to such a persistent little foodie? Zhang Yuxi turned around and saw her son trying hard to climb onto the chair. Due to the influence of the walker, it was useless. Zhang Yuxi knew that if she didn't let her son see it, he would not give up. She picked up her son. Look, there is nothing on the table. The meat has been eaten up. Sibeo was stunned. Erbeo still knew to find Lin Feng, motioning for him to hold her high, and she also wanted to see it. Lin Feng picked her up. Why are you joining in the fun, Erbeo? Zhang Yuxi gave Lin Feng a look. I'll accompany the baby. You go, now. Now I don't even dare to talk about eating. Lin Feng went to the kitchen and pretended to be busy, and secretly went to the small room to eat with the food. Zhang Yuxi played with the babies, and the babies gathered around her, so happy. Sanbeo played for a while and was the first to find that Lin Feng was missing. She looked around. Baba, Baba. Erbeo raised his head. Baba? Come out. Dabeo turned his head and looked, but didn't say anything. Sibeo was playing with building blocks and joined in the fun. The scene was a bit awkward. Zhang Yuxi happened to see this scene and was looking forward to what would happen next. Sibeo was always happy. He has a very good temper, is not squeamish, and doesn't like to lose his temper. It's rare to see him lose his temper. Sibeo saw that his work was ruined, and felt a little wronged. He moved his butt and continued to play. Sanbeo didn't mean it, and he hasn't noticed it yet. The toy in his hand is a souvenir that can sing. It's cute. Sanbeo likes it very much. After Lin Feng finished eating and washing the dishes, he also joined the game. He thought that there was a basic handicraft skill that he didn't seem to use last time. Do you want to use it? Wife, come and help me. There were 3 very large bags in the small warehouse of the villa. After moving them up, they aroused the curiosity of all the babies. Wife, carry them to the dining chair, I'm going to assemble them. Zhang Yuxi carried the curious babies to the dining table one by one, picked up the instructions on the side and said, Husband, did you buy a slide and a swing? Yes. It is an indoor version, suitable for babies from 6 months to 3 years old. There are 3 large bags with a lot of things, and there are also small parts. Husband, let me help you. No, you just take care of the babies, I'll do it. After saying that, Lin Feng used the basic handicraft skill. There is no need to read the instructions at all, just take a look at the materials and you will know how to assemble. In less than half an hour, these parts were assembled. There are slides, swings, and backboards. Lin Feng also bought a lot of ocean balls. He washed these ocean balls and dried them. The babies were all excited when they saw the toys. Wait a minute, Daddy needs to disinfect them. Lin Feng wiped them twice first, then sprayed them with water-free children's disinfectant. Wait a minute or two before going. The babies were so excited that they were about to stand up and rush over. Time's up. Lin Feng put the 4 impatient babies in. The babies screamed and got excited. Honey, didn't you say you would organize an early childhood education class for the babies? I'll be leaving school for internship in a month, so we'll do it then. Okay, I'll listen to you. Lin Feng smiled at her affectionately. Honey, tonight, we're going to give the babies a bath. Zhang Yuxi's smile froze on her face. Giving the babies a bath is not a difficult task, but giving the first baby a bath is difficult. He screams when he touches water. Now he's in the bathtub like a little fish, and there's nothing you can do about him. The babies were almost done playing, so Lin Feng gave them a bath, and Zhang Yuxi watched the babies in the living room. The fourth and third babies were bathed in the big bathtub together, followed by the second baby. After being busy until now, the main event has just begun. Zhang Yuxi took the babies to bed, and he wanted to fight Dabao alone. Lin Feng put the water in and carried Dabao into the bathroom. Seeing the bathtub, Dabao suddenly became excited. Struggling, shouting, "No, no, Daba, no." It made Lin Feng headache and at a loss whether to laugh or cry. "I haven't even started yet, and you're already shouting." Dabao was anxious. Lin Feng had no choice but to let him sit on a small stool beside him. "Dabao, use a wet towel to wash him." Even so, Dabao still looked pitiful, as if he had done something bad. "Dabao, we can't wash him like this." Lin Feng was worried. If this problem is not solved, what will happen when he grows up in the future? After thinking about it, Lin Feng put a lot of toys in the bathtub. "Dabao, come, let's play." Dabao sat on the stool and shook his head. "Daba. Okay, next time. I will definitely let Dabao go in the water next time." Okay, let's dry ourselves and go to bed." He went upstairs. Zhang Yuxi asked, "Did Dabao go into the water today?" Lin Feng shook his head. "No, I washed it with a wet towel." Zhang Yuxi sighed. "Let's do it this way for now, and slowly improve it time and time again." Erbao has already fallen asleep, and Sanbao is still in the process of getting well. Dabao looked aggrieved, and Lin Feng held him. "Come on, Daddy will comfort you and coax you." Sure enough, Dabao was fine in a while. Lin Feng put on a sleeping bag for him. "Go to sleep." Here, Sibao rolled around, and Zhang Yuxi patted his back and hummed a little tune. Lin Feng looked at the time and realized it was getting late. "Go to sleep, honey. I'll comfort you." "I can't sleep." Teacher Tang and Han Wen are both preparing to resign. One wants to start over, and the other wants to move to another place. Lin Feng comforted her. "Life is about constant reunion and separation. There is no feast that will last forever. Think positively and don't be sad. You have me and the baby. After Xiaoji finishes the college entrance examination, I will also have an internship here. How about we take the baby and go out for some fun?" Zhang Yuxi asked. "Where to go?" "To see the sea, to the largest zoo, to the oceanarium." Chapter 165 Abnormal Fat. The next day, the screen window was delivered. The boss said with a smile, "Boss, come and check the goods." Lin Feng held the 4 treasures and roughly checked them. The workmanship seemed very good. He went into the bathroom and took a wash basin and a towel. "Before you install it, please wipe it. There is too much dust on it." The boss said it was no problem and directed people to start processing. The 4 installation masters were very skilled and it took about 40 minutes. Lin Feng looked at it and was very satisfied. "Boss, when are you free? We will come to install the rooftop guardrail for you." "I am free anytime." "Okay, we will come to install it tomorrow." "Okay, thank you for your hard work." "It's not hard, this is what we should do." With a screen window, there is no need to worry about mosquitoes coming in. He can use protective barrier on the babies, but it can't be used 24 hours a day. And he can't use protective barrier on Zhang Yuxi. He also attracts mosquitoes. Now that there is a screen window, after dusk, the window can finally be opened. In the evening, Zhang Yuxi found the screen window when she arrived at the yard. "Not bad, very good, we won't be afraid of attracting mosquitoes in the future. Let's buy a few pots of jasmine some other day, it has the effect of repelling insects." "Okay. Then plant some mosquito-repellent plants in the yard." Lin Feng has never had time to make changes to such a large yard. Even the fish on the rockery have floated up. "We will plant them after the internship next month." The couple chatted while Lin Feng served the pork chop noodles to the babies. When the noodles were cooked in the pot, they were cut into small sections. This made it easier to feed the babies. When the 4th baby was half full, he wanted to do it himself. Lin Feng quickly broke the noodles in the small bowl a little more. "Take it." The babies who were more than 9 months old liked to do everything by themselves at this time. Lin Feng served some more noodles and broke them for the babies. The second baby tried to do it by himself, and the first baby silently took the cute little spoon without saying a word. As for the third baby, let alone trying it himself, he was indifferent, okay? Lin Feng coaxed him, baby, how about trying it yourself? Sanbao stared at the bowl and motioned Lin Feng to feed him quickly, saying that he wanted to eat. Zhang Yuxi was taking care of the babies on the side. His little hands were shaking, and the noodles fell everywhere, which was unbearable to watch. Lin Feng comforted her, practice makes perfect, and the babies will be able to eat well in the future. Sibao successfully fed a mouthful. Zhang Yuxi immediately praised him. After Bao tried several times, he also successfully ate a mouthful. Dabao was no exception. Zhang Yuxi believed that although the situation was very bad now, but, in time, the babies will not be far from eating by themselves. Success was waving at her. After Lin Feng fed Sanbao, he washed his face and hands and put them in the activity room. While the other babies were eating, Lin Feng took the food to the small room for Zhang Yuxi to eat. He had to avoid Sibao, the little foodie. After eating for more than 20 minutes, Lin Feng thought it was almost time to finish. He washed the babies' faces and hands with hot water, and then cleaned up the mess in the children's dining cart. After all this, Zhang Yuxi also finished eating. Honey, go eat. Yes. In the evening, after washing up, Zhang Yuxi then remembered that Lin Feng asked her to buy a pack of hazy, which was still in her bag. The next day, Zhang Yuxi left the house and someone came in with a guardrail. This needs to be hung up from the first floor with a rope, and you can't go in the house. It took a lot of effort to hang the guardrail up. This busy work has not been finished yet at noon, and it is expected to be afternoon. At noon, Lin Feng prepared their lunch and gave each of them a pack of hazy. Boss, you are really too polite. The food is ready, you eat, we will eat and take the children upstairs after eating. Okay. Mainly because they were afraid that Sibao would miss it, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi usually ate light food. Today's dishes were all heavy. Sibao took a bite and it was definitely fresh in his memory. This time it was the same 4 workers from last time. While Lin Feng was away, he whispered. He is the father of quadruplets, taking care of the kids and cooking, so amazing. He lives in a villa at such a young age, he is really capable. This dish is so delicious. He is such a good cook. The thin boss told them to stop talking nonsense and eat quickly so that they could get back to work. After they finished eating, they put the dishes in the sink. They continued to work. After the babies fell asleep, Lin Feng locked the door. He went to the rooftop. There was still finishing work to do. I have to say that with the heightened guardrails, he felt much more at ease. The width between the guardrails is very narrow, so there is no possibility of getting stuck or falling. Lin Feng was very satisfied. He finished his work at 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and Lin Feng gave the remaining 20% of the money. Boss, if you have any needs in this area in the future, or if any friends want to do it, you can contact me. Okay, no problem. Zhang Yuxi came back and saw the results and was very satisfied. Husband, tomorrow is Saturday, let's take the babies shopping. Buy some jasmine potted plants. Okay. In the evening, Lin Feng rested after tossing Zhang Yuxi. He woke up in the middle of the night and found that Fifei, who was usually in the living room, was nowhere to be seen. The chickens and ducks outside had all finished eating. What could it do? After peeing the babies, Lin Feng didn't see Fifei come back. Lin Feng thought about it and decided to go find it. He took out the dried fish that Fifei loved to eat the most and called softly. Fifei, eat dried fish. Fifei. Fifei, eat canned food. Fifei, eat hair removal cream. It was strange, usually Fifei would run over when he heard these. This time, where is the cat? Wouldn't it be locked outside? Lin Feng looked for it in the yard. At this time, there was only a faint light outside, and it was full of mosquitoes. Lin Feng walked around and came back. It was full of lumps from mosquito bites. Meow. With a meow, Lin Feng saw Fifei walking towards him. Did you go out to catch mice? You didn't come home so late at night, that's too much? The cat was indifferent to the dried fish in Lin Feng's hand. Instead, it circled around Lin Feng's legs and rubbed them, obviously with other intentions. Lin Feng was bitten all over, itching and uncomfortable. Fei, I can't compete with you. If you have anything to say, let's go into the house and talk. Lin Feng went into the house and turned around to find that the cat not only did not follow him, it walked out and turned its head to look at him. Lin Feng hesitated and asked, do you want me to go with you? Fei meowed, as if responding to Lin Feng's words. Lin Feng thought about it, turned around and went in to get his phone. Wait for me. Going up to the second floor, Lin Feng woke up Zhang Yuxi. Wife? Zhang Yuxi asked dazedly. Husband? What's wrong? I'm going out for a while. You look after the babies, call me if you have anything. Zhang Yuxi nodded. Okay. Seeing her like this, Lin Feng knew that she didn't listen at all. He took his phone, put on his coat, and added the protective barrier skill to the babies. After leaving the yard, Lin Feng found that Fifei was gone. Fifei. Meow. I'm coming. Meow. Lin Feng tightened his coat and followed the cat. The villa area was beautifully lit at night, and there were street lights every few steps, so Lin Feng didn't need to use his phone to illuminate. Fifei walked for a while and looked back to see if Lin Feng was keeping up. Lin Feng waved his hand. You go, I'll follow you. They walked further and further away, and finally came to a locked corner gate. This place is too remote, and the street lights can only see the shadows of the trees. Fifei called meow meow and squatted on the ground. Lin Feng turned on the flashlight and found something moving in the grass. Chapter 166, Team Cats Make Great Contributions. Woo woo woo. Hearing the sound coming from the bushes, it should be a puppy. Lin Feng was not sure, so he carefully leaned over to take a look. He could vaguely see that it was a dirty dog. Lin Feng was not sure what the specific situation was. He hesitated for a moment, took off his coat, and then approached carefully. He was afraid that the dog would suddenly turn around and bite him. Don't be afraid, puppy, I won't hurt you. Fifei beside him meowed. Lin Feng put his mobile phone in his chest pocket and picked up the dog in the bushes by feeling. How to say it? It was very light, and I could feel its ribs and its shivering body through the coat. Lin Feng walked under the street light, and it was indeed a dog. The hair on its body was tangled, and it was dirty and unclear. Those eyes. How to say it? It made people feel distressed. He had never raised a dog, so he didn't know what breed of dog it was. At present, it was not appropriate to take it home. But it couldn't be left alone like this. I could only go to the pet hospital. Lin Feng put the dog aside and told Fei, you watch it while I go ride my bike. No matter if it can understand or not. After a while, the two were there on the bike. Lin Feng put the dog on the pedal and put the cat on the leash. He searched for a nearby pet hospital and took the two little guys there. Fei was held in Lin Feng's arms to prevent it from running away. There was a 24-hour pet hospital about half an hour away by bike. Lin Feng called the number on the advertisement. Hello, this is Ruichang Hospital. Is there anything I can help you with? If I remember correctly, this Ruichang Hospital seemed to be a chain of pet hospitals. It's like this, I picked up a dog, and the situation is a bit bad. I'm on my way, I hope you won't close for the time being. The other party smiled slightly. Don't worry, we are open 24 hours a day. Okay, I'll be there in 20 minutes. Then we'll wait for you. 20 minutes later, Lin Feng arrived at the pet hospital. There was already a nurse in a green uniform waiting at the door. That's it. Lin Feng carried the dog into the hall. The nurse put on gloves and opened the clothes, revealing the full appearance of the dog. The dog was skinny and its hair was dirty and tangled. Facing the nurse, it just whimpered softly and looked weak. The nurse called the doctor on duty. After a preliminary examination, the doctor said with a serious look, the dog is not in good condition. We need to draw blood for testing, take x-rays, etc. If it is serious, it will be hospitalized here. This is a very expensive fee. You have to decide whether to treat it or not. The doctor said very bluntly. In his eyes, Lin Feng is just a student. Don't think that the cost of treating pets is cheap. In fact, it is also very expensive. College students may not have the financial conditions. Lin Feng did not hesitate at all. Save. The look in the dog's eyes made him distressed. How could he not save it? The doctor immediately arranged for x-rays, tests, blood tests, stool tests, etc. The nurse said, you pay the fee of 6,000 first. Lin Feng scanned the code. Then he said, this is my cat. Give it a comprehensive physical examination as well. I have children at home, and the cat has been in contact with the dog just now. I am worried. The nurse expressed understanding and said, okay. The results of the cat's examination were all normal. This is a good result, which can have proved that the dog has no infectious diseases. On the other hand, the results of the dog came out after Lin Feng waited for an hour. The biggest problem of the dog is severe malnutrition, and there are multiple wounds on its body, which have been infected. The doctor asked the nurse to shave the dog's hair, and he will come over to give it an IV and feed it liquid food. After giving the instructions, the doctor said that the dog was lucky and knew how to take care of itself. In the first half of the year, there was a dog with a similar condition to yours. He was sick all over and died after 3 days. We checked his stomach and found no foreign objects. He protected himself very well. However, it's a good thing that he was sent in a hurry. If it was a day later, it would probably be. Lin Feng breathed a sigh of relief after hearing this and touched Fei Fei's head. Fei Fei is great. This time it can be considered a great achievement. Through the glass, you can see that the dog has been shaved, and only the skeleton is left. It is heartbreaking to see. The doctor gave it an IV, and it whined but did not struggle. I don't know if it has no strength or is gentle. The doctor prepared liquid food while hanging the drip. The dog ate with difficulty, tilting its head. After doing all this, the doctor told Lin Feng, "You have to stay in the hospital for at least 10 days. Lin Feng nodded. "Our hospital has regulations on the later expenses, and you have to pay. If there is any situation, we will notify you, and we will refund the excess and supplement the shortfall." Lin Feng paid the 10-day hospitalization fee and the medicine fee, etc. After busying himself, it was already past 3 in the morning. Suddenly, he secretly cried out that it was not good, and he had to pee the babies at this time. Lin Feng hurriedly rode his electric donkey back. After arriving home, he took a quick shower and went up to the 3rd floor. Wife. As soon as he entered the house, he saw Zhang Yuxi peeing the babies, and his state was a little confused. When Lin Feng came in, he immediately woke up. The babies have finished peeing. She put Sanbao in the crib and asked, "Honey, where did you go?" Lin Feng hugged her and talked about what happened tonight. As he was talking, Fei Fei walked gracefully to its cat bed and found a comfortable position to sleep. "I always saw this kind of thing on Douyin, but I didn't expect it to happen to us." Lin Feng recalled the dog's appearance. Animals are all spiritual. Zhang Yuxi felt sympathy when Lin Feng talked about the dog. "That dog is also destined for us. When it gets better, we will adopt it." "I think so too." Chapter 167 Taking the dog home. The next afternoon. After the babies woke up, Lin Feng drove out in a BMW. The first place he went to was Ruchang Hospital. Zhang Yuxi also saw the skinny dog, and her eyes turned red. After becoming a mother, her heart became soft and she couldn't bear to see such things. "Let's go, wait for us in 10 days. Come and pick it up home." The two came to the supermarket, and the quadruplets instantly became the focus of everyone. "Look, quadruplets, it's quadruplets. Oh my god, so cute. Look at that baby girl, so beautiful. She will definitely be a big beauty in the future. The parents are so beautiful, it's not an exaggeration to say that they are goddesses and male gods. The family of 6 is so well matched. They all have fairy looks. As long as I take good care of myself, my future husband will be in the kindergarten. I really want to steal one home. I wonder what color sacks the babies like." The couple was tired of hearing these words. Took the babies to buy necessities. As soon as they arrived at the supermarket, the babies were dazzled by the colorful things in front of them. The 4 babies were so excited that they almost stood up from the stroller. Fortunately, there is a buckle, otherwise, let alone standing up, running is out of the question, okay? After buying the necessities, we came to the seafood and fish area. "Are you here to buy fish?" "No. I am here to take the babies to see the fish." Looking at the various fish swimming around, as well as bullfrogs, turtles, lobsters, etc. The babies' eyes are straight, staring intently, with strong interest. Zhang Yuxi squatted beside them to teach them, "Baby, this is a fish, this is a bullfrog." Sibao was okay when he saw the fish, but when he saw the bullfrog, he was scared and cried, "Baba, Baba, hold me." Lin Feng held Sibao aside and looked at the live shrimp. "Wife, I'll buy some live shrimp to make slippery shrimp balls for the babies." Lin Feng held Sibao in one hand and used the net to catch shrimp in the other. He bought 4 pounds of live shrimp, weighed it, and thought of the 3 foodies. Thinking about a king of foodies at home. 4 pounds is not enough. Forget it, buy more, the baby wants to eat, and the wife also wants to eat. So, Lin Feng said to the staff who was bargaining, "I want to buy all the live shrimps here." It was estimated to be about 10 kilograms. The staff weighed it and calculated it to be more than 800 yuan. Please scan the code here to pay. Scanning the code to settle before leaving the supermarket is to prevent those who buy and then regret it halfway. Some people will secretly put things on the shelves. Live shrimps can't live long out of water. If you encounter such customers, you will lose everything. What should I do? Zhang Yuxi was surprised. Husband, buy so much? This is minced meat, there is not much. Finally, they came to the toy area. The couple bought a doll for the second baby and an exquisite doll for the fourth baby. The first baby bought a small animal and the third baby bought an unbreakable music box. Everyone has gained something, and the last stop is home. Zhang Yuxi reminded Lin Feng, we also need to buy jasmine flowers. Lin Feng actually remembered. But he still had to flatter his wife. Wife, you have a good memory. If you didn't tell me, I would have forgotten it. Sure enough, Zhang Yuxi's face showed a hint of pride. Husband, if you have anything in the future, tell me and I will remember it for you. Okay. Came to the flower shop. Bought 5 pots of jasmine and some lucky bamboo, everything went smoothly. Also bought 2 super large fortune trees to put in the living room. Back home, first move things, then place the babies. The potted plants are all delivered by the store. Not to mention, putting them up adds a lot of green vitality. Wife, I'm going to cook. Okay, I'll pee for the babies. Lin Feng made shrimp balls first. 10 pounds of live shrimps need to be picked out of the shrimp thread, shelled, and crushed with a blender. Picking out the shrimp thread and shelling is a big project. After Zhang Yuxi was done, she came to the dining room to help. Husband, you pick the shrimp thread and I'll shell it. I'll peel it so you don't hurt your hands. After nearly an hour of busy work, the couple divided the work and completed it. The next step is to mince the shrimp meat and make it into balls. Each baby can eat about 7 or 8. The rest, give it to my wife. A faint fragrance came from the kitchen, and Lin Feng shouted. Wife, you can eat with the baby now. Okay, here we go. Zhang Yuxi placed the babies on the dining chairs, washed their hands, and put on bibs for them. It's time to start eating. Honey, where's yours? I just ate in the kitchen. In fact, every time, I want my wife and babies to eat more. Zhang Yuxi never doubted what Lin Feng said. This time was no exception. Lin Feng chopped up the meatballs with a fork and fed the babies almost enough. When there was a little left, let the babies eat by themselves. The dining chairs were very clean, and even if the food fell on them, they could still eat. Several little babies loved to eat, and Sanbao also ate a lot this time. Seeing that the babies loved to eat so much, Zhang Yuxi left some for herself. It's true, the babies still wanted to eat. Lin Feng didn't expect it to be so popular. Dad will buy you more in a few days. 700 or 800 each time, it's really expensive. But for the baby, I'm willing to spend any money. In a blink of an eye, it's the day to take the puppy home. The pet hospital has called. They said that the puppy is doing well in the later stage and can be taken home to be fed. Zhang Yuxi stayed at home to take care of the baby, while Lin Feng drove to pick up the dog. After arriving at the pet hospital, they were led by the nurse to the backyard of the hospital. There were rows of cages inside, which was the inpatient department of the hospital. This is it. Lin Feng took a look and found that the dog inside was indeed somewhat similar to the dog he rescued. Only 10 days had passed, and except for looking thinner and having wounds of varying sizes on its body, it was no different from other dogs. The dog's entire complexion and condition were completely different from before. Because the dog's hair had been shaved, and Lin Feng was a layman, he couldn't tell what breed of dog it was. It looked a bit like a mixed breed. But in Lin Feng's opinion, whether it was a purebred dog or not, he didn't care at all. The nurse smiled and said, "It's a border collie." Lin Feng was a little surprised. Although you don't know much about dogs. But he still knows about popular breeds of dogs, and border collies have a high IQ. The nurse went on to say, the characteristics of border collies are intelligence, strong learning ability, high comprehension, and easy training. Good at communicating with the owner, gentle, loyal, and obedient. The IQ is equivalent to that of a 6 to 8-year-old child. Intelligence is one of its major characteristics. According to the evaluation, it may be the dog with the highest IQ. It is the best pet dog in life, a companion dog, and also a good guard dog in the family. How can it sound so suitable for their family? Lin Feng feels sorry for it. He doesn't know what it has been through to become what it is now. According to the nurse, it has a very gentle personality and is very friendly to people. It doesn't make a sound during injections and when the wound is treated. It is very well behaved and patient. The dog has been vaccinated and dewormed. Lin Feng bought a leash, dog food, dog bowls, and disposable packaging paper for shoveling poop at the pet hospital. The doctor prescribed anti-inflammatory drugs, nutritional creams, etc. for the dog's wounds. In order to prevent the dog from licking the wound and the baby at home from coming into contact with the dog's medicine. So I bought a few sets of dog clothes for changing. After everything is prepared, you can officially take the dog home. Chapter 168 Pet Trainer Skills. Lin Feng squatted down and looked at the border collie puppy in front of him. Suddenly, the puppy seemed to recognize Lin Feng and became excited. It kept trying to rub Lin Feng with its head, and its tail was swinging like a propeller. The nurse smiled and said, "It seems that it recognized you. It doesn't have this attitude towards others." Lin Feng opened the cage, and the dog rushed out at once. It circled around Lin Feng, swinging its bald tail, with a flattering face. Lin Feng looked at it and had a hunch. After raising it well, it will definitely be a very beautiful dog. Lin Feng squatted down and put a leash and dog tag on the dog. He touched its head again. The dog was as happy as a child. The nurse asked from the side, "Little guy, are you so happy because you recognize him as the owner who saved you?" Although it is usually well behaved, it gives people a feeling of being depressed. This is the first time it has been so happy. You must treat it well in the future. It is not easy for it. Lin Feng drove the BMW and put the dog on the passenger seat. "Be good, dog. We'll be home soon." Lin Feng drove to the yard. Zhang Yuxi heard the noise and came out to see. She was surprised. "Wow, it has changed a lot. Are the babies sleeping?" "Yes." Zhang Yuxi was a little scared. "Honey, does it bite people?" Lin Feng brought the dog to his wife. The dog smelled the scent of Lin Feng on Zhang Yuxi and happily turned in circles. He also took the initiative to stretch his head out for a touch. Zhang Yuxi carefully stretched out her hand and touched it a few times. She found that the dog was very well behaved, so she smiled. After moving the things, the couple discussed and decided to put the dog next to the French window. As for the dog toilet, put it outdoors. They recommended the dog toilet, and bought a flat plate without a grid. A layer of urine pad was laid underneath, which is highly absorbent. 1 urine pad a day is clean and hygienic. After Lin Feng put the things in place, he took the dog to identify the place. "Wife, what do you think we should name the dog?" Zhang Yuxi hesitated. "Honey, I'm bad at naming, you do it." Lin Feng thought for a moment, "Then let's call him Dabei." Zhang Yuxi was stunned. "Honey, you're too casual with this name." So, the future super good-looking dog was named Dabei. In order to make the dog understand his name, Lin Feng took out dog snacks, called out Dabei, and rewarded with snacks. After a few times, even without snacks, Dabei knew that he was being called. After finishing all this, Lin Feng sat on the sofa and fell into deep thought. "Very good. Now I have to take care of 4 babies, a cat and a dog." Zhang Yuxi looked at the time. "Honey, I'll go see the babies." Lin Feng got up and looked. "Let's go." Dabei followed them, and after opening the door, Lin Feng grabbed its dog collar. To prevent it from doing anything radical after seeing the babies. The babies haven't woken up yet, but judging from the posture of the 4 treasures, they will soon wake up. Fateful woke up, stretched, yawned, and meowed. It walked to Dabei and rubbed it with its tail, as if to greet this good friend. Dabei lowered its head to sniff Fateful and wagged its tail. It seemed that they were in a good mood. Dabei walked to the crib and looked at the babies with Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi whispered, "Good dog, you can't hurt them, understand?" Finally, Sibao woke up. Zhang Yuxi picked him up and said to him while dressing him, "Baby, look at what this is." When Sibao saw Dabei, his sleepiness disappeared immediately. "Dog, big dog." This made Sibao, who was dazed, hear it and wake up immediately. Dabei barked twice, and the other babies woke up. The babies excitedly called the dog, and when Lin Feng dressed them, he said that this was Dabei. Ding, because the host lets the baby contact with a new pet, he has fulfilled his responsibility as a father. Reward pet trainer skill. Pet trainer, with a skill, pets can understand and obey the host's instructions, which can better protect infants and young children. At the same time, with a skill, you can sense the cleanliness of pets at any time. Skill authority. Pets have self-protection and refuse to obey the host's orders that endanger themselves. Hearing the voice of the system, Lin Feng paused while dressing the three treasures. The babies were very happy to see Dabe. Dabe was wearing a tights, squatting on the side, watching with his mouth open. Let's go. Bringing the babies to the activity area, the babies' attention was all focused on Dabe. Dabe also liked the babies. The most obvious difference was that he would not be as presumptuous as in front of Lin Feng. I'm going to make dinner, Lin Feng said to Zhang Yuxi and went to the kitchen. Zhang Yuxi was playing with the babies in the play area, and Dabe squatted beside him and wagged his tail. Fifi was lying on the sofa, yawning and watching all this. Lin Feng roughly understood this skill, but did not use it. It was not until midnight that Lin Feng found that there were no diapers after playing with the babies. The diapers were on the sofa on the first floor. Lin Feng looked at Dabe next to him. He activated the pet trainer skill and whispered to Dabe. Dabe, go to the first floor. There's a bag on the sofa where we are sitting. Can you help me get it? Okay. Dabe seemed to understand, and ran downstairs and ran upstairs. In its mouth was a sealed bag with diapers collected today. Lin Feng praised it. What a good dog. Great. Dabe understood and wagged its tail happily. The next morning, Lin Feng went downstairs to cook. Dabe followed him downstairs, and Lin Feng told it, no need to follow me, go see the babies, and tell me if they wake up. When Lin Feng finished breakfast, he saw Dabe coming down and barking at him twice. Are the babies awake? Lin Feng turned off the low heat and went upstairs to see that the 4 babies were awake. Lin Feng happened to see him flipping over the crib. He went over and picked up the 4 babies, and praised Dabe. Thank you, Dabe. Fifi just got up now. With Dabe, Fifi's task for the day is to accompany the babies to sleep. Today is going to be another ordinary day. The only difference is that Lin Feng has Dabe as a little helper. Whatever Lin Feng takes, he can ask Dabe to take care of the babies temporarily. For example, the sun is good today, and Lin Feng takes the babies to play in the pavilion. Lin Feng still remembers the scene of climbing over the wall together. Dabe, I'm going to the toilet. You watch the babies and don't let them come out. In the toilet, Lin Feng turned on the surveillance of the small courtyard. Sure enough, he saw a familiar scene. With a lesson from last time, Lin Feng built a platform around the small pavilion. Even if the babies climb out, they will not fall on the lawn. When the 4 babies wanted to climb out, Dabe stood up and walked into the pavilion. Without saying a word, he pushed the 4 babies, who were sticking out their little butts, down. Sibeo is not to be underestimated. He even wants to step on Dabe to get to the top. How is this possible? Dabe found that Erbeo beside him was also trying to show off. He continued to push. Erbeo giggled, thinking that Dabe was playing with her. Lin Feng came back and was very satisfied to see that the babies were all in the pavilion. This was all thanks to Dabe. As for Fifi, who was basking in the sun, Lin Feng shook his head and laughed. This fat cat's position in the family seems to be in jeopardy. Many times, Dabe helped Lin Feng a lot when he needed it. Even Zhang Yuxi couldn't help but sigh. It's said that border collies are smart, and it turns out to be true. She touched Dabe's head. Today, thanks to Dabe for helping me find the key. The key was in the gap of the sofa. She and Lin Feng searched for it for a long time but couldn't find it. Lin Feng gave an order, and Dabe found it as soon as he looked for it. We rescued Dabe and got a little helper in life. It's worth it. Lin Feng felt it was very worthwhile. Chapter 169. The college entrance examination is over. Time passed, and it was the end of May in a blink of an eye. The day of the internship was getting closer and closer. But compared to this, Lin Feng was more concerned about Linji's college entrance examination. In the evening, the 2 brothers video chatted. They talked a lot, just telling Linji not to be so stressed. All roads lead to Rome, and there are many choices in life. Success is good, but don't be discouraged even if you don't succeed. No matter what the result is, the family will be his solid backing. Linji's eyes were red. Brother, I know, I will do my best and give it a try. Lin Feng nodded and hung up the phone. In a blink of an eye, the college entrance examination came, and it happened to be Saturday. There were slogans everywhere outside to cheer and encourage the students. The cars driving on the street became dumb. The busy figures of traffic police uncles can be seen everywhere in Guangzhou. You are not a participant, but you can feel the tense atmosphere around you. I hope every student can perform well and get excellent results. The news about the college entrance examination was broadcast on the news that day. Some overslept, some forgot to bring their certificates, and some were late for various reasons. There were takeaway boys who sent candidates to the examination room, and there were traffic police uncles who drove all the way to escort candidates. There were taxi drivers who drove candidates to the examination room. They were all doing their best to do something for them. The college entrance examination is more like a battlefield. Give yourself a satisfactory answer for your years of study. In June, summer is here. Zhang Yuxi's matter has also come to an end. She was promoted and given a raise, and she also got the opportunity to study in Peking University for a month. This matter is a done deal, and it will be announced at the faculty meeting after the end of this semester. This is the school's trust in Zhang Yuxi's ability, and it is also an affirmation of her. Zhang Yuxi sighed. After the summer vacation, I will go to Peking University. It will take a month. I can't bear to leave you. Lin Feng comforted, my kids and I will go to accompany you. Zhang Yuxi was delighted. Really? Lin Feng raised his eyebrows slightly. Of course it's true. Do you think I'm kidding? Zhang Yuxi hugged her. Husband, you are so nice. Lin Feng smiled with some expectation. I called Zhang and he and his teacher estimated the scores. If nothing goes wrong, he will be admitted to the affiliated university in Beijing this time. His 3 friends all did well in the exam and are expected to go together. Then maybe we can go to Beijing together. Zhang Yuxi also knew that Lin Ji had performed exceptionally this time. But it depends on the final results. Lin Ji also wants to bring a few of his friends to play here for a week. What do you think? Sure. Zhang Yuxi had no objection. She still liked Zhang very much, and his friends were also very good. This was Lin Ji's first time here. Zhang Yuxi suggested, how about our family go to the aquarium? Lin Feng did not disagree. Okay, take them and the babies out for some fun. Lin Ji did well in the exam this time. I'll satisfy him with whatever he wants. Zhang Yuxi leaned on Lin Feng's arms. Husband, you will definitely be a father who dotes on your baby in the future. Lin Feng smiled. Then I will play the role of a loving father and you will play the role of a strict mother. Zhang Yuxi deliberately put on a straight face. How am I strict? Teacher Zhang is famous for being strict in our school. Facing her husband's joke, Zhang Yuxi pouted. They are not my husbands or my children, why should I treat them gently? Yes, my wife is right. On the other side, Lin Ji and his 4 friends have already bought their tickets. They are going to travel together and go to Yangcheng to visit Lin Feng the next day. Chen Miaomio is packing her luggage. Chen Jianguo walked over with a worried look on his face. Son, I'll let Aunt go with you. No need, Dad. I can do it alone, and I have my 2nd, 3rd and 4th brothers with me. Although Chen Jianguo felt that his son's sworn brotherhood seemed very immature and ridiculous. But his son's change was at that time. I have to say that he was still very relieved. But this was his son's first time going far away, so how could he be at ease? How about I go with you? Chen Miaomio put down the clothes in his hand, turned his head and said very seriously. Dad, I'm not a child anymore, I can take care of myself. Chen Jianguo also knew it, but he was still worried. I'll keep in touch with you at any time during this trip, how about it? Chen Jianguo hesitated for a long time, and finally nodded in agreement reluctantly. Chen Miaomio was happy, and in turn comforted him. Look, I'm going to college soon. Maybe I can get into Beijing University, then do you want to follow me? Beijing University? Chen Jianguo didn't want to discourage his son. How much weight does his own son have, don't you know? Get into Beijing University, dream on. But he couldn't destroy his son's confidence. In the last month of the college entrance examination, his son risked his life. He lost 15 pounds in 1 month. He was so scared that he quickly found a nutritionist for his son to take care of him every day. However, he still hasn't gained weight back. After packing, Chen Miaomio checked again and again and decided to bring a power bank. It only takes 2.5 hours to take a bullet train, which is very fast. Chen Jianguo has met Lin Ji's family and the parents of several children. He visited them one by one. They are all nice. He is very happy that his son can make such friends. Dad, you should go back to sleep. Do you have the phone number of Lin Ji's brother? Chen Miaomio immediately became alert. What are you doing? What can I do? I just called him to ask for help. Isn't this causing trouble for him? Chen Miaomio was skeptical. Dad, my eldest brother is a good person and takes good care of us. You should be more polite. Besides, he is wealthy and has plenty of money. Don't think the wrong way. Chen Jianguo quickly explained, Dad really didn't mean anything else. I just wanted to say hello to him. Okay, you make the call here, turn on the speakerphone, I'll listen. Okay. Chen Miaomio looked at the time. It was past 9 o'clock. I wonder if you has slept yet. Beep beep beep. Who is this? It's me, Chen Miaomio. Lin Feng was stunned for a moment, then smiled and said, it's you. Are you ready? Actually, you don't need to bring anything. 1 or 2 sets of clothes will be enough. Chen Miaomio said obediently, yes, I'm ready. That's good. Don't forget to take your phone, keys, and ID card when you go out. I won't forget. In his words, Lin Feng treated Chen Miaomio as his younger brother. Brother, my dad wants to talk to you about something. Okay. Chen Miaomio kept the speakerphone on. Dad, here. He warned with his eyes, don't talk nonsense. Chen Jianguo. Hello, I'm Chen Miaomio's father, Chen Jianguo. Hello, I'm Lin Ji's brother Lin Feng. Lin Feng learned from Lin Ji that Chen Jianguo was a widower and loved his son very much. It's like this, I just want to thank you. My son disturbed you at your place, I'm really sorry. You're too polite, he and Lin Ji are classmates, and they have such a good relationship, I treat him as my younger brother. Lin Feng continued, Uncle, don't worry, I will take good care of him, and I will contact you at any time if there is anything. Then I'll leave it to you, it's getting late, you should go to bed early. After hanging up the phone, Chen Jianguo finally showed a smile on his face. I only met Lin Feng briefly that time, and I felt that he was a young man and very handsome. Now when I call him and meet him, I think he is a good person. Son, Dad will transfer tens of thousands of yuan to your card. When you go back, don't cause trouble for others. After that, he transferred 50,000 yuan to Chen Miaomio's card. Chen Miaomio nodded, don't worry, I won't cause any trouble, I'm just going to have fun. When you get to the station, buy some fruits and go there. Don't go empty-handed. Chen Miaomio didn't expect this. Dad, I know. Don't be reluctant to spend money. Tell Dad if you don't have money, okay? I know. He's just going out to play for a few days, why is he so nervous? Although Meng Liang and Yang Zhang's parents didn't take tens of thousands of dollars. But each of them still gave their children 5,000 yuan. The college entrance examination is finally over, let them go out and have fun with their classmates. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 170 The Lessons of the Four Treasures. The next day, the four of them met at the high-speed rail station. This was the first time they had traveled far away alone since they were so old. Even though they had grown up, in the eyes of their parents, they would always be children who would never grow up, and they would make people worry. If something was lost, it was fine as long as the person was fine. Other financial matters were not important, and the most important thing was to keep the mobile phone safe. The four of them got on the high-speed rail and bought connected seats, one in front and one behind. Coincidentally, a beautiful young lady saw that Lin Ji was handsome and wanted Lin Ji's contact information. Lin Ji refused, and the others looked disappointed. They wished that this blessing would be given to themselves. 2 hours passed quickly. Chen Miaomio thought about his father's instructions. Wait a minute, I'll go to the supermarket to buy some things. Chen Miaomio is Chen Jianguo's beloved son, even if he is the eldest brother in rank. But in their eyes, he is the youngest and the one who needs the most protection. After a long time of contact, you will find that Chen Miaomio is very simple. Meng Liang asked, what are you buying? Fruits, cigarettes, and a box of milk. He paused and said, we are going there empty-handed, it's a bit embarrassing. The other three were shocked. Ah, there is such a thing? Lin Ji quickly said, my brother doesn't care about these. Chen Miaomio shook her head, it's not a question of whether he cares or not, but a question of whether we have done it or not. After discussing it, they bought 2 boxes of milk and a lot of fruits. They didn't buy cigarettes and alcohol, because Lin Feng doesn't smoke or drink. The 4 people carried things, thinking that this was more like visiting relatives. Zhang Yuxi's high-end version of the BMW Mini is very eye-catching, coupled with her stunning face and cold temperament. Standing there, she is a beautiful scenery. The rate of turning back is 200%. She looked for the exit, didn't see anyone, and called Lin Ji. Sister-in-law, we will be out soon. After a while, 4 people came out. Each of them was carrying something in their hands. Zhang Yuxi was stunned for a moment. Did you bring all these from there? Lin Ji shook his head. No, they said they were embarrassed to come empty-handed, so they brought some fruits or something. Zhang Yuxi smiled. No need to be so polite. Let's go. My car is parked over there. Facing Zhang Yuxi, they instinctively didn't dare to be presumptuous. First, Zhang Yuxi was too cold and too beautiful, giving people the feeling that she was lonely and difficult to get along with. Second, Zhang Yuxi was a university teacher. Lin Ji exclaimed, Sister-in-law, your car is so beautiful. Zhang Yuxi was a little proud. It was a birthday present your brother bought me last year. Several people got in the car and drove for about half an hour to arrive at Kehu Villa. Zhang Yuxi drove the car to the garage on the 2nd floor below ground. Then took the elevator to the living room. Yang Zhang was surprised. I watched a Dawei in video before, saying that the house had an elevator installed, and it really has one. When I came to the living room, I saw a very large living room on the right. On the left was the dining table and the dining room. The living room has become a playground for the babies, and Dabe sat beside him like a supervisor. Fifa dozed on the sofa. The smell of food wafted from the kitchen, and I felt hungry just by smelling it. Zhang Yuxi greeted them, just like at home, don't be restrained. Then she went to the kitchen. Honey, they are back. Lin Feng was stewing pork ribs in the kitchen and hummed. After Zhang Yuxi changed her clothes and came down, she saw Meng Liang and the other 4 people playing with the babies. Honey, I'll help you. Where are they? Playing with the babies. Chen Miao came over with a mobile phone, looking a little embarrassed. Brother, my dad wants to video chat with you. Lin Feng wiped his hands and took Chen Miao's phone. Hello, uncle. Chen Jiangguo smiled and said, sorry, I'm causing you trouble. Lin Feng smiled and said, no, he is a very good child, no trouble. Okay, then you go ahead, I won't bother you. Okay, bye. After hanging up the video, Lin Feng handed the phone to Chen Miao. Chen Miao looked embarrassed. Lin Feng expressed his understanding. Your dad is also concerned about you, go wash your hands, and call them to eat. Okay. Lin Feng cooked the dishes they ordered when they came to visit my home last time in Michen. The 4 people sat down one after another. On the other side sat 4 babies. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi divided the work of feeding, and the remaining 1/3 had to be eaten by themselves. Now, 8 out of 10 times can feed themselves, which is already very good. I believe that after this summer, the babies can eat by themselves. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi sat down. Where do you want to go to play? Lin Ji said quickly, brother, you don't have to worry about us, we'll walk around and have a look. The weather was just right at this time, not too hot. But now it's the summer vacation, and they don't want to join in the fun. Just relax and wait until the results come out. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, your brother said this time that if you do well in the exam, he will satisfy you with whatever you want. Lin Ji was a little shy. I estimate that I can get into Beijing University, but it's hard to get into Peking University. Then we can go to Beijing together in August. Your sister-in-law is going to Peking University for a month of study. At the dinner table, everyone was discussing. Sibeo looked at the adults' food with sparkling eyes. People started to stand up because they wanted to eat. Lin Feng sighed. He knew it would be like this, and told Sibeo that these things could not be eaten. Sibeo didn't know what compromise was when it came to eating, okay? Erbeo wanted to join in the fun and joined in the fun. Dabeo waited for the opportunity to act. Sanbeo was eating his own food on the side. Yang Zhang said, my uncle has a child who is in a similar situation to Sibeo. He also likes to eat adults' food. There's no way. My uncle was so angry that he really fed him a bite. He was so spicy that he never ate again. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were stunned for a moment. This is a solution. Yang Zhang said, you can give it a try. Instead of stopping and evading like this, it's better to let him know the depth. Yuxi, pour some yogurt over here. Yogurt can relieve spiciness, and make subsequent preparations. Zhang Yuxi prepared yogurt, and then Lin Feng picked up Sibeo. Sibeo was no longer restrained by the dining chair, and the whole person was very happy. Lin Feng was still making the last struggle, hoping that Sibeo could understand. Sibeo, you can't eat this, it's spicy. After saying that, Lin Feng made a spicy action vividly. How could Sibeo listen to it? He had long been attracted by the fragrant and brightly colored food. Sibeo, you really can't eat it. Sibeo struggled hard in Lin Feng's arms, and he took a lot of effort to stop him. Sibeo, it seems that it's time for you to feel the cruelty of the adult world. Lin Feng used chopsticks to dip a little sauce, and then motioned to Sibeo to eat. Sibeo stretched his head to taste it, and his expression gradually became painful. Wow. Crying, very sad. Lin Feng did not feed Sibeo yogurt right away, otherwise he would not learn his lesson. Look, Sibeo, you babies can't eat the food we adults eat. Sibeo stuck out his tongue, tears streaming down his face. Erbeo was dumbfounded, Dabeo was stunned, and Sanbeo was confused. But they seemed to know something. Erbeo quietly withdrew his restless hands. Lin Feng saw that the time was almost right, so he asked Zhang Yuxi to feed Sibeo yogurt. After Sibeo finished drinking, he gradually stopped crying, looking pitiful. Lin Feng put him back on the dining chair, just to see how he would react next. There were tears on Sibeo's eyelashes, and finally, he didn't move. Lin Feng asked him to eat from his own bowl. Sibeo was so depressed. After that, there was no smile on Sibeo's face. Lin Feng tried to make him understand and said a lot. Sibeo, it's not that Dad doesn't want you to eat, it's just that our adults have a strong taste and it's not suitable for you. You can eat it anytime you want. Dad will cook for you whatever you want, okay? Wait a few more years. Look, Dad cooks for you in different ways every day, and also has snacks. Isn't that enough? Regardless of whether Sibeo can understand or not, Lin Feng has tried his best. In order to make up for Sibeo, Lin Feng made scallion pancakes. As expected of a foodie, he forgets everything when he sees food. I just don't know if you have forgotten the lesson just now. Chapter 171, There is an internet cafe at home. After lunch, several people were discussing something. Lin Feng pretended not to see it and asked Zhang Yuxi to take the baby upstairs for a nap. Finally, they seemed to have come up with a conclusion. Brother, let's go out and play for a while and come back in the evening. Okay, call me if you have anything. Yes. Remember to come back for dinner in the evening. Chen Miao, who was walking at the back, whispered, Brother, I'm going to the internet cafe to play games. Play games? Lin Feng stopped them and took them to the underground first floor. There was a chess and card room here before, which was converted into a small circular internet cafe for 6 people. The 4 were stunned. Before, they went from the garage to the elevator and thought there was nothing down there. It turned out to be so big. Lin Feng smiled and said, There are people who work out, play basketball, and play games here. The small internet cafe is of course prepared for them. Knowing that they were coming, Lin Feng started to prepare. Brother, do you want to play together? Lin Feng shook his head. No, you guys have fun. As soon as Lin Feng left, the 4 people began to visit. This internet cafe should be built by your brother for us. It's still new and no one has touched it. Your brother is so nice to us. Come on, how about we play a game? Great. I'll come too. The 3 were stunned when they heard that Chen Miao was coming too. Chen Miao felt a little embarrassed and scratched his head. Actually, I can play basketball too. I've practiced for 2.5 years, but I'm not very good at it. Lin Ji smiled and said, What are you waiting for? Let's go. When they were in the first year of high school, they would occasionally go to school and the community basketball court to play basketball. In the second year of high school, the academic workload became heavier, and the basketball court said goodbye. The 4 of them took off their coats and looked like they were going to have a big fight. Although Chen Miao is fat, his jumping ability is far better than the other 3. You can tell that he has been taught by a master when passing and dribbling. Yang Zhang couldn't help but look at Chen Miao with admiration. Not bad, we are ashamed of ourselves. Meng Liang was also surprised. I didn't expect that Big Brother is so capable, we underestimated him. Lin Ji gave Chen Miao a thumbs up. Come on, let's continue. When they finished playing, the babies woke up from their naps. There were bathrooms on the first and second floors below ground. The 4 of them drove the fastest car while taking a shower. After taking a shower, the 4 of them discussed staying up all night. After arriving at the lobby, they found that Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were preparing to go out for a walk. Do you want to go together? Several people thought about it and said, okay. A very large supermarket has opened near Kihu Villa, with everything. In the future, Lin Feng can buy things at his doorstep. And there is an app, which can deliver goods to your home within 2 hours. Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng will take the babies to the supermarket after they wake up from their naps. A children's playground has opened in front of the supermarket. There is a large sand pool inside. There are discounts for the opening of the store, and Lin Feng has applied for a card for each baby. This is the third time to go there to play. The babies like to play very much, and they don't want to leave every time they play. Lin Feng applied for the card, and according to the requirements, adults and babies must wear new socks. While the babies were playing, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were protecting them. There were small carts, excavators, windmills, and shovels here. Look, dig, the car is coming. It's coming to dig, I'll dig, I'll dig, I'll dig again. Zhang Yuxi took the car here and played with the babies like a child. Sibao and Zhang Yuxi were having fun, while Erbao was looking for treasures in the sand. She touched a small alloy car that was only as big as her hand. She knew it was left by someone else. Erbao took it to Lin Feng as if she had found a treasure. Dab, bab, car, car. Lin Feng watched every move of each baby. He asked in an exaggerated manner, "Wow, where did Erbao find it? This car is so beautiful." Erbao played with the car and smiled very happily after being praised. Sibao saw it and wanted to come over to play. Erbao took a look and gave it to Sibao without protecting it. He probably thought he could dig another one. Try your best to shop on Teobao. Dabao has been diligently putting sand into a small bucket and then pouring it out. It seems like playing, it seems to be endless fun. Erbao, the little guy, leaned against Lin Feng and grabbed sand to play. Sandbao, too lazy to play with sand, just like counting. Linji and his 4 friends went to the supermarket for a stroll. When they came back, they bought popcorn and happy water. They planned to play games all night. Looking at the time, Lin Feng was ready to leave. "Babies, we can still play for 5 minutes. We will leave in 5 minutes." Whether the babies understood or not, Lin Feng just expressed his meaning. When Sanbao heard that he was leaving, he immediately became excited. Dada stood up and staggered to Lin Feng. "Dad, let's go, let's go." As he said, he pointed to the door. Lin Feng coaxed him, "Right away, but wait until Dad shakes the sand off you." As he spoke, he patted the sand off Sanbao's body. When the babies played this, Lin Feng fully armed them. Wear long socks and ear-covering hats. Take off the hat, take off the socks, change the shoes suitable for walking for Sanbao, and put him in the stroller. Zhang Yuxi went to look at Sanbao. Lin Feng packed up the babies one by one. "Stop playing with Sibao, we should go." Sibao said, "No, no." Lin Feng raised his eyebrows and asked, "Do you mean you want to play here? Not with us?" Sibao lowered his head and continued to play, and hummed. Lin Feng asked repeatedly, "Really? Not with us?" Sibao hummed again. Lin Feng stood up. "In this case, Mom and I will go back, you continue to play." Sibao raised his head and saw Lin Feng putting on his shoes, ready to go with Zhang Yuxi. "Let's go." Sibao said he wanted to play here. Zhang Yuxi acted in conjunction with her husband. "Then let's go." Sibao panicked and threw toys out of his mind. "Dada, Mommy, let's go." Lin Feng turned around and asked seriously, "Sibao, we all have to go home. We won't wait for you if you play alone." Sibao probably heard the 3 words "go home." He threw away his toys and ran over. "Go home." At the moment when he was about to fall, Lin Feng hugged him. In his heart, he felt distressed. "Then if there is a next time, you will come back by yourself. Mommy and Daddy won't wait for you." Sibao hugged Lin Feng aggrievedly, as if he was afraid of being abandoned. Lin Feng hugged him. "If you want to play, Mommy and Daddy will bring you to play next time. But we have to go home after playing. We can't play here all the time. People have to close the door too. Look, the other babies have gone home with their Mommy and Daddy." Sibao got in the car reluctantly. Lin Feng called Lin Ji and said that they were waiting for them at the door. "Brother, we are already here." The group returned home. With Lin Ji and the other 4 people, Zhang Yuxi had basically nothing to do. Just as they were about to leave, they saw Erbao coming to the kitchen in a walker. "Dad, car." Lin Feng was surprised. "What car?" Erbao tried to express, "Wow, I dug a car." Even if the babies sometimes couldn't express themselves clearly, it didn't prevent Lin Feng from understanding. He remembered that the alloy car was given to the boss. He quickly said, just now a brother said that the car was lost by him and he took it away. In the perception of the baby, some things are his if they are picked up. Erbeo grasped the key points of what Lin Feng said. Took it away. She was so sad that she burst into tears. Lin Feng. He squatted down and explained to Erbeo. Sibeo could still listen to Lin Feng's explanation calmly, but what about Erbeo? She said, no, I don't want to listen to anything. She wants her car. Chapter 172. Then change back to me. Erbeo pouted and tilted his head back. Car, baby's car. Erbeo is older now and his voice has become louder. Zhang Yuxi couldn't coax her, so she asked for help from Lin Feng. Husband, if it doesn't work, just find her one. The child is still so young, her comprehension ability is biased, and we can educate her slowly when she grows up. Lin Feng held his forehead. Let me think about where there are small cars. He saw a paper box on the table and an idea came to him. He activated the primary handicraft skills, and 5 minutes later, a small car made of cardboard came out. In order to make it look good, Lin Feng also painted it. It looks like a real car, but it's a little ugly. Erbeo, who cried for 5 minutes, had some acting in it. Lin Feng pretended to be serious and said, I'll go find it. Zhang Yuxi also comforted his daughter. Let dad find it, he will definitely find it. Then, Lin Feng took out a cardboard car. Found it. Erbeo has memory, and she was stunned when she got the car, looking around. Then she found that this was not the same one as before. Erbeo was about to cry again. Lin Feng quickly explained, Erbeo, this is the transformation of the car just now. It can transform. Erbeo can understand transformation. The family bought a lot of toys that can transform. Lin Feng explained seriously, and Erbeo listened with a question mark on his face. Zhang Yuxi on the side was almost laughing to death. She patted Lin Feng, as if to say, why are you so annoying? Erbeo looked at the cardboard car in her hand repeatedly, and once had self-doubt. Lin Feng looked at her very seriously and explained. This car can transform. Then, Erbeo gave the car to Lin Feng and looked at him. It seemed to say, then change it back for me. Lin Feng. Zhang Yuxi couldn't stop laughing on the side. Lin Feng asked Erbeo, do you want this car to transform back? Erbeo nodded, very seriously and expectantly. Lin Feng was speechless again. Zhang Yuxi stood up with a smile, hubby, you can solve this problem yourself. I am dying of laughter. Lin Feng teased Zhang Yuxi, believe it or not, I can make Erbeo look for you with just one word. Zhang Yuxi quickly put away her smile and held it back. Hubby, I'll go pee the babies. Finally, Lin Feng couldn't stand Erbeo's innocent eyes and said with a stiff face. Erbeo, daddy can't change. Erbeo cried out and was about to cry when he heard it. Lin Ji came over at this time. What's wrong? Are you still crying? Lin Feng explained in her low voice. Lin Ji smiled and took out a small toy from his pocket. Erbeo, here. This is a keychain bought by Yang Zhen. An ornament on it fell off. This small toy is free and made into a very cute little bunny. Erbeo's speed of falling in love with someone else is so fast. With a little bunny, Erbeo left happily. Lin Feng suddenly felt that everything he had done just now turned into loneliness. Looking at Erbeo's joyful look, he couldn't help laughing. After dinner, Lin Ji and several others rushed to wash the dishes. As a result, Chen Miao broke a bowl. She was despised by the others and ran to take care of the children. Chen Miao has a good temper and likes to tease children the most. I envy them for having so many brothers and sisters at once. Lin Feng is teaching the babies to sort colors. Dabeo and Sanbeo cooperate the most, but Dabeo is easily attracted by Sabeo and Erbeo. This is a red ball, this one is blue, and this one is green. Look, this is green, put it in the green basket. The babies like red more, and every time they choose a ball, they prefer red. Lin Feng found that Sanbeo, the laziest one, is the smartest. Lin Feng said it once and he got it. Then, he walked aside, lay in the pile of toys, and played with a Rubik's Cube. It seemed to say, I have completed my task and don't want to play anymore. Lin Feng. Come on, Dabeo, let's continue. What color is this? Blue. Come. Put it here. Yes, Dabeo did a great job. Sibeo and Erbeo played with Chen Miao. I looked at the time and it was time for a bath again. Erbeo and Sanbeo's hair has grown a lot longer. With their black and shiny hair, They are as beautiful as fairies. Sanbao's hair is smooth and Erbao's hair is slightly curly. They are both bobs, so cute. The boy has a short haircut and will get a haircut when summer comes. The girls can have their hair braided. Zhang Yuxi wiped Sanbao's hair and then blew it dry. Sanbao hugged her waist and buried himself in his mother's chest like a little ostrich. Erbao was not afraid of the sound of the hairdryer at all. He had a lot of fun playing with the little rabbit. After cleaning up and settling down, the babies fell asleep quietly. At this time, they were like little angels, very well behaved. But when they woke up, they were very troublesome. On the other side, 4 people started playing ranked games. When he was running a hero in the middle of the game, Chen Miaomiao found that there were several missed calls from Chen Jianguo. After dialing, he found that he was on the phone. As soon as Chen Miaomiao thought about it, he knew that his father must be calling Lin Feng. As expected, Lin Feng received a call from Chen Jianguo. He claimed that he had something to talk to his son about, but found that the call was not answered. Lin Ji and others also called. Lin Feng said that they were playing games. Although Chen Jianguo did not say anything, he was still very worried. Lin Feng comforted him, they are playing at home. As a father, he could understand Chen Jianguo's love for his son. But Chen Miaomiao was about to be a freshman, so this was a bit too much. Lin Feng came to the underground first floor and gave Chen Miaomiao the phone. Dad, why did you call again? I know, I'm at my eldest brother's house, yes, After speaking, Chen Miaomiao returned the phone to Lin Feng, looking apologetic. Lin Feng didn't think anything of it. Have fun. As soon as Lin Feng left, Chen Miaomiao video called her father. Dad, what's wrong with you? You're making me look like a child who never grows up. Chen Jianguo smiled awkwardly. Your grandma called me and wanted to video chat with you, but she couldn't find anyone. Chen Miaomiao didn't want to care about it. Call me less in the future, I'm living very well here. Chen Jianguo was very satisfied when he saw this small internet cafe through the video. This is specially prepared for us by brother Lin Ji. Chen Jianguo was even more satisfied. Son, you play. Dad will never call you now if he has nothing to do. Chen Miaomiao was satisfied. You said that your frequent calls will make your elder brother feel that he is not treating you well. Yes, it's Dad who didn't think of this. You play, have fun. When we get back to Micheng, Dad will treat them to a delicious meal. The father and son hung up the phone. Meng Liang tilted his head and asked, Brother, shall we continue? Continue. In the middle of the night, Lin Feng peed the babies. He went to the underground first floor and saw that they were still playing, so he went back and made noodles for them. Wow. Big brother, you are so kind to us. That's right, you are really our dear brother. It smells so good, thank you brother. Thank you, big brother. Lin Feng said with a smile. After eating, put the bowls and chopsticks aside, and rest early. Several people said in unison, okay. Chapter 173, Tying the Knot for My Daughter. The next day, Lin Feng found that they had washed the dishes and put them in the cupboard. After making breakfast, Lin Feng asked Dabei to wake Zhang Yuxi up. He checked the weather and put the clothes in the washing machine. Dabei came upstairs, squatted beside the bed and nudged Zhang Yuxi with his dog head and pulled her pillow. He didn't shout, for fear of disturbing the baby. After Zhang Yuxi found that she had gained weight, she decided to go for a run in the morning. The gym at home has all kinds of equipment, but there is no good air in the morning. Since the holiday, Zhang Yuxi has insisted on going for 3 days. Honey, good morning. Zhang Yuxi went downstairs after washing up, fully armed. I'll go out for a run with Dabei first and come back in half an hour. Half an hour later, the babies should be awake. When Zhang Yuxi came back, Lin Feng was brushing the baby's poop. Every morning, the couple would face each other. While chatting, they brushed the baby's poop. Sanbao was always the last one in everything, and Zhang Yuxi had already taken the babies downstairs. Lin Feng was still waiting. Sanbao, hurry up, you've gone 5 minutes longer today than yesterday. Do you need Daddy to urge you to move? It was just like a wick, it would light up only when you poke it. Sanbao yawned, his expression began to become solemn and serious, and his little face was wrinkled. Lin Feng knew that he was going to be serious. The babies now can eat by themselves. But in order to make them full, Lin Feng would feed them half of the meal at first. Let them eat the rest by themselves. Do you want to call Lin Ji to eat? No, they played until late last night, let them sleep well. It was almost noon when Lin Ji and his friends got up. Lin Feng smiled and said, "The food is heating in the pot." It made them feel embarrassed. Lin Feng made some toast and learned the recipe to make snacks for the babies. The small steamed buns, with milky flavor, melt in your mouth. First fill Zhang Yuxi and the babies' stomachs. Wait until it's faster before cooking. It's almost 1:30 for dinner. We're taking the babies out for an outing today. Are you coming? Brother, we want to go to the library. Okay, call me if you're coming back for dinner. Okay. After lunch, Lin Ji and the other two washed the dishes. They went out to play, while Lin Feng coaxed the babies to sleep. Zhang Yuxi felt bad. "Husband, I can take care of the babies, you can go out and play with them." She seemed to have almost forgotten that Lin Feng was not much older than them. He must also like to go out and play. Because the children and family bound him, he was too selfish. Go to the library to read. That's so boring, it's more interesting to accompany our babies. Lin Feng pondered for a while and asked, "Wife, should we tie a small bun for the second and third babies?" Zhang Yuxi. Lin Feng said to himself, "Will it hurt?" Zhang Yuxi hesitated and asked, "Husband? Huh? What's wrong?" She asked cautiously, "Are you unwilling to spend the whole day taking care of the babies?" Lin Feng understood as soon as he heard it. This little woman started to think wildly again. How could that be? I love taking care of the babies. Why would I be willing or unwilling? Lin Feng hugged her. "Come on, let's search for some good-looking braids for the babies. The weather is getting hotter and hotter, and the hair of the two little princesses is getting longer. It's time to play with some tricks and make their hair neat and beautiful. What do you think of this? Simple and convenient, but a little ugly. Just tie a small bun on the top of the head and add a small flower." Zhang Yuxi suggested, "Husband, start with the simplest one." Lin Feng clapped his hands. "That's right, do you have a small rope? It won't pull the hair." "Yes, I'll get it for you." Lin Feng looked at it and was very satisfied. "Collect all the hairstyles of the little princesses and keep them for later use. Call Liu Bo again. Do you have little princess dresses in the store? Send me pictures." After a while, Liu Bo sent all the princess dresses in the store. No wonder so many people like to have daughters. "Look at these cute princess dresses, the pink color touches the heart." Lin Feng gave the chosen princess dresses to Liu Bo and asked him to keep 2 for himself. When the babies woke up from their nap, Lin Feng couldn't help showing off his skills in tying the hair of the 2 little princesses. Sanbao cooperated very well and sat obediently in Lin Feng's arms. Lin Feng tied a small bun on her head with a yellow sunflower on it. Sanbao noticed something was wrong and reached out to touch it. Lin Feng praised, "Wow, baby is so beautiful. There's a flower on your head." Sanbao smiled sweetly. Then it was Erbao's turn. Erbao's hair had some natural curls, so when tying her hair, she accidentally pulled the hair next to her. Erbao moved her head and pulled it again. Erbao didn't cry, she pouted and touched her hair. "Pull it out, it hurts." Lin Feng kissed her little hand. "Bear with it, it will be fine soon if you pull it out." It was a little crooked, but it looked even cuter. Lin Feng happily showed Zhang Yuxi the results of his labor. "Wife, what do you think?" Of course, Zhang Yuxi couldn't discourage Lin Feng's enthusiasm. "Very beautiful." Lin Feng was still self-aware. "Our daughters are pretty." No matter how he looked at it, Lin Feng was satisfied. He decided to tie his daughter's hair in different ways every day. In less than 2 minutes, Erbao's hair was loose. Sanbao's small hair was still there. Lin Feng. This time, he had experience. While coaxing Erbao with toys, he used a small comb to tidy up his hair. He tied a tight little hair that reached up to the sky. Beautiful. Erbao shook his head and felt something swaying on his head, which he found quite interesting. So Erbao started shaking his head when he had nothing to do. Erbao and Sanbao's small hair attracted the attention of Sibao and Dabao. Sanbao even grabbed a handful. Erbao cried because of the pain in her throat. Tug, tug. Lin Feng walked over quickly. "What's wrong?" Erbao covered her head and went over to slap Sibao. Sibao continued to play, not afraid of the pain at all. Erbao looked at Lin Feng pitifully. "Pull." Lin Feng. He walked over and gently hit Sibao's palm. "Don't pull sister's hair." Sibao giggled. Following the line of sight, he was surprised to find that as Erbao moved, the little tuft of hair on the top of her head was shaking. Well, how to say it? Lin Feng also wanted to play with it. "Don't touch it." Lin Feng warned very seriously, "Don't touch sisters." I don't know if Sibeo listened to it. Lin Feng observed from the side. Sibeo's hands were itching to play with Erbeo's. But Erbeo yelled back. Erbeo is a little tomboy. Sibeo turned around and pulled Sanbeo's little tuft of hair. Sanbeo shook her head, and Sibeo couldn't catch it no matter how hard he tried. Chapter 174. Something happened to Lin Ji. Sanbeo continued to swing, and Sibeo continued to catch. The two of them chuckled and thought this game was really fun. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi couldn't help laughing when they saw this scene. But before they could laugh for long, Sibeo grabbed Sanbeo's little hair. Sanbeo's smile froze instantly, as if it was frozen. Sanbeo, who had completely lost her smile, burst into tears in pain. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi saw this scene and wanted to stop it. Who knew that a reversal happened in the next second? Sanbeo grabbed Sibeo's hair and pulled it hard. Sibeo screamed, scaring everyone. Erbeo and Dabeo looked over. They saw Sanbeo grabbing Sibeo's hair and refusing to let go. Sibeo covered his head in pain and quickly let go of Sanbeo's little hair. When Sanbeo saw Lin Feng, tears burst out. Lin Feng glanced at the crying Sanbeo and picked up his daughter. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't hurt. Zhang Yuxi went to look at Sibeo. Rubbed Sibeo's head, comforted him and taught him a lesson. Sanbeo's hair was crooked, loose and lifeless. Lin Feng coaxed his daughter. It's okay, Dad will tie 2 more for you, okay? After that, Sanbeo shook her head and was so happy. Lin Feng resisted the urge to move. The scene of Sanbeo's fierceness just now directly changed his impression of her. Sanbeo is gentle, but not gentle in everything. After Sibeo's head was rubbed, she went to play happily again. Her heartless appearance made the couple laugh and cry. This is really Sibeo's greatest advantage. Of course, Sibeo puts his mind into eating and playing. Nothing else. For example, he doesn't learn from his mistakes. Dabeo stared at the 2 little hairs on Sanbeo's head. He probably wanted to play with them for a long time, but he just didn't do it. He looked at them from time to satisfy his craving. Sibeo followed Dabeo's gaze and looked over. Wow, 1 became 2. It's interesting, so fun. He didn't remember how Sanbeo pulled his hair just now. Sibeo walked up to Sanbeo. Sanbeo, who was playing, raised his head from Lin Feng's arms, his eyes a little confused. Lin Feng was turning around to help Sanbeo pick up something. When he turned around, he saw Sibeo staring at Sanbeo's little hair. He immediately felt something was wrong, and wanted to stop it, but it was too late. Sibeo, with lightning speed, with both hands, grabbed the 2 little hairs and pulled them up. It was like pulling a carrot. Sanbeo screamed immediately. Lin Feng's face changed. Sibeo, let go. Then, Sanbeo stretched out his hands and grabbed Sibeo's hair. The 2 fell directly on the mat. Sibeo cried. It was so miserable. Sanbeo rode on Sibeo's body with absolute momentum and strong aura, pulling hard. Lin Feng felt that teaching Sibeo a lesson might not be a bad thing. In the end, Sanbeo let go, and Sibeo fled to the corner. Sanbeo held back his tears and turned to Lin Feng to cry. Of course, Lin Feng will not spoil Sibeo. Sanbeo, don't cry. Next time Sibeo grabs your hair, you will pull his hair. This brat should be taught a lesson. After coaxing Sanbeo, he washed her face. Baby, go play by yourself. Sanbeo was playing with toys. Lin Feng looked at Sibeo, who was aggrieved, and took him to look at his hair. I don't know if it was an illusion, but Sanbeo pulled a lot this time, and it was a little red. I felt distressed and helpless. He wiped Sibeo's face. Now you have been taught a lesson. Let's see if you will grab your hair again in the future. Sibeo was sad, and Lin Feng sighed. Don't mess with your sister anymore. Look, I'm fierce. Indeed. Erbeo seems fierce on the surface, but she is just pretending. When Sanbeo gets fierce, Lin Feng thinks she is pretty powerful. She fights back very quickly. Zhang Yuxi came out of the bathroom. What's wrong? Lin Feng tapped Sanbeo with his chin. Zhang Yuxi was speechless. Sibeo messed with Sanbeo's hair again. Yet, Lin Feng held his forehead. Next time I'll change my hairstyle. Zhang Yuxi comforted her husband. It's not the hairstyle's fault, it's Sibeo who didn't learn his lesson. After that, Sibeo didn't mess with Sanbeo again. When it was time to make dinner, Lin Feng called Lin Ji to ask. Lin Ji said that they were going out to sing and would not be back for dinner in the evening. Come back early, I'll pick you up later. Thank you, brother. Zhang Yuxi asked, are they not coming back for dinner? They went out to sing. Bar. KTV. The couple had a simple bowl of noodles, played for a while, and took the babies upstairs to sleep. Wash the babies' faces and wipe their butts. Then play on the bed for a while, and go to bed. Dabe picked up the ball, and the babies threw the ball. Now, Dabe has become the baby's indispensable playmate. It cooperates very well with the babies and has a very good temper. When it was time, Lin Feng coaxed the babies to sleep. The 4 babies were left rolling around on the bed, and Dabe learned to do the same on the ground. The babies are now 10 months old and can walk without the help of a walker. They don't fall down easily when walking like other babies. Except for the 4th baby who walks like running and the 3rd baby who is too lazy to walk. They are all fine. The 4th baby fell asleep tired after playing. After Lin Feng put the 4th baby in the crib, he asked Zhang Yuxi, "Honey, will the temperature rise tomorrow?" Zhang Yuxi looked at the weather forecast. Yes, it will get hot tomorrow. But the temperature difference between morning and evening is still quite large. As the couple was talking, Lin Ji called. Lin Feng, who had a smile on his face just now, gradually restrained his expression. "What's wrong, husband?" Zhang Yuxi asked hurriedly when she saw Lin Feng hang up the phone. Lin Feng smiled again. "It's okay. Xiaoji called me to pick him up." Zhang Yuxi didn't believe it. "Honey, tell the truth." Lin Feng got up and went to the cloakroom. When he came out, he had a fashionable little suit on his body. "Xiaoji and the others had an argument with someone in the KTV? I'm going to take a look." Zhang Yuxi was worried. "Hubby, don't make a big deal if you can solve it with money." Lin Feng hummed, his expression slightly cold. "Hubby, the baby and I need you." Lin Feng understood what Zhang Yuxi meant. "Don't worry, I won't solve things that can be solved with money. You know the limits, I'll be back soon." Zhang Yuxi was worried. "Okay, I'll call you when the time comes." "Okay." Chapter 175 If anyone offends me, I will repay him 100-fold. Lin Feng drove a BMW and came to a KTV in the city. He had delivered food here before, and the boss wanted to recruit him to work here. Because he was so handsome. Lin Feng called Lin Ji and came to the déjà private room. Before he even reached the door, Lin Ji hurried over to pick him up, looking flustered. Lin Feng asked in a deep voice, "What happened?" "That guy was drunk and hit me, and insisted that I hide him. I refused to admit it, so he started to fight. I wanted to call the police, but the boss told us to solve it ourselves. And that guy threatened us, saying that if we dared to call the police, he would immediately call someone to hack us to death." Lin Feng saw that Lin Ji had bruises on his brow, and his handsome face suddenly sank. "He hit me." Lin Ji nodded aggrievedly and embarrassedly. Lin Feng comforted him. "It's okay. The déjà private room is a mid-range private room in this KTV, and Chen Miaomio treated them today. A few people agreed to sing and have fun and then go back, without any other thoughts." When Lin Feng walked into the private room, he saw Chen Miaomio, Meng Liang and Yang Zhang standing on the sofa. They looked at a loss. When they saw Lin Feng, they seemed to see a savior. On the sofa sat a man with tattoos, a burly figure and a fierce look. There were broken glass bottles and fruit seeds everywhere on the ground. Chen Miaomio and others also had slight bruises on their faces. After Lin Feng walked into the private room with his tall body, the man stood up immediately. "Are you the person they found? This kid bumped into me, but he didn't apologize to me. You actually want me to apologize to him? What the hell? Don't you see who he offended?" Lin Feng asked in a deep voice, "What do you want?" The man snorted coldly. "What do I want? Of course, let this kid apologize to me. If he doesn't get 5 or 6,000, forget about this matter." Lin Feng didn't answer, but asked Lin Ji. "Did he start it first?" Lin Ji nodded. "Where did he start it?" "In the corridor." Lin Feng looked gloomy and looked directly at the man. "I hit my brother first, how can this be settled?" The man looked disdainful, and the alcohol on his body was strong. He said arrogantly, "I hit him, so what? Who told this thing to be beaten? It was blind when it was walking." Lin Ji said angrily, "It was obviously you who was walking without looking at the road and hit me." The man shouted, "You said I hit you? Who would believe it?" Lin Feng unbuttoned his coat, took off his coat and threw it on the sofa. He took out a black gold card from it and asked Lin Ji to take it to the front desk. "It's a bit hot, take this and tell the front desk. All the losses here will be counted on me." Lin Ji knew the black gold card, he had seen it on TV. Lin Ji nodded, okay. As soon as Lin Ji left, Lin Feng pulled his collar and went up to punch the other party. He knocked the other party unconscious. You bastard, you dare to hit me, today I. Lin Feng kicked the man in the stomach and said coldly, I hit you, what's wrong? The man covered his stomach, feeling very uncomfortable. Fuck you, you. Lin Feng picked up the vase on the table and smashed it hard on his head. Do you think you can beat my brother? Lin Feng used to be very brutal in fighting. After taking the marrow cleansing pill, his physical fitness is even better than that of a special forces soldier. The man in front of him looks fierce, but he is just a show-off. Lin Feng fell to the ground after a few kicks, looking very embarrassed. The swear words were as ugly as they could be. Threatening Lin Feng, this and that, etc. These words, to put it bluntly, are just to scare those who have not entered this society, like Lin Ji and others. Lin Feng started hanging out outside since middle school until he graduated from high school. After entering college, he restrained his temper and now he is taking care of his wife and children and being a father. Lin Feng has a principle in dealing with people. That is, I will not offend others unless they offend me. If someone offends me, I will repay them 100-fold. I'm going to make this clear today. I'll beat you up even if you're crippled. I'll take care of you even if you have to stay in the hospital for the rest of your life. He would rather pay the medical bills. He didn't want Lin Ji to be the one who got hurt. The other party was shocked by Lin Feng's words, you dare. If it was before, Lin Feng might not dare. But now he has money, which means he has the confidence. In the face of such things, if money can't solve it, use fists to solve it. If fists solve it, use money to deal with it. The boss and Lin Ji came over and were shocked to see the man on the ground, who was beaten so badly. It's you. The boss recognized Lin Feng and hurriedly handed the black gold card to Lin Feng politely. Lin Feng put the card away and put it in his trouser pocket. If you are bullied in the future, endure it if you can. If you really can't endure it, the other party is bullying too much, don't be a coward, return it tenfold. I'd rather pay money than be the one lying in the hospital. My life is much more valuable than those who stir up trouble. The boss laughed on the side. That's right, people who stir up trouble should be taught a lesson. I'll take care of it, you can do whatever you want. The other party no longer had the arrogance just now, and kept apologizing to Lin Feng. Lin Feng asked back, you should apologize to me. The other party quickly apologized to Lin Ji and others. To put it bluntly, he was drunk, and seeing that Lin Ji was a student, he couldn't help but start to show off. He thought they were easy to bully, and he was drunk and crazy, and at the same time he was showing off. This kind of person has no ability, he is just a coward. Boss, there's an ambulance outside. Someone just called them. Lin Feng said calmly, I called them. The boss quickly said, I'll go out and take a look. He couldn't help but think to himself, is this guy an invisible rich man, delivering food just to experience life? He's really a ruthless person. He even called an ambulance in advance. Lin Feng said coldly, let's go. Fuck you, if you dare to hit me, look at me. Seeing Lin Feng and others leave the box, the man began to mutter in a low voice. Suddenly, the man's voice sounded like someone was choking his throat, and he stared at the door. Lin Feng didn't know when he had returned to the box, and his handsome face was as cold as ice. He picked up his coat from the sofa without saying a word, turned around and left. After a while, someone else came. It was the boss. Go away, don't block my business. You're drunk, but you don't know how much you weigh. You dare to offend anyone. You're sick. He has tens of millions of dollars in assets, but he doesn't know what kind of person he is. Amid the boss's complaints, the man was driven out. He rode his electric scooter and left. He cursed all the way, but of course he dared to do so. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone, see you in the next video.